cut people off, talk, like let's make it a conversation to where it's not just, okay, you finish, I'll finish.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. All right, seconds out. Forget about damn shows.
Wait, can they hear us right now?
No.
No,
Okay.
not yet. 5
Cool.
seconds. When that shit's 0, it'll be live.
I got it. Seconds out. Forget about the mother shows. We the best out. Right here, MMA Locker Room, Pub Sports Radio. We're back. Seconds out, the best damn MMA podcast in the world. I got a new guest with me, though. He goes by the name of MMA Prediction Guru. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people out there on Pub Sports Radio.
Yeah, what's up, man? Hopefully you guys just heard some of that Bellator. Maybe some of you guys are back, but going to be breaking down everything MMA on this show. I think we're going to do some news. We're going to do, multiple events. So, yeah, man, should be fun to break it down. First time I'm doing a show with MMA Unhinged, so that's cool too. And, yeah, man, let's get into it.
Yes, sir. Let's give everybody a timestamp, man. Where are you at right now? Where are you at? You in Las Vegas?
Yeah, Las Vegas.
What's the time out there?
It's like 6:35, 6:36.
6:36 in the night. Right. You know where I'm going with it. All right, down to the bottom. You got my man MMA Unhinged. He made his debut last week on Seconds Out. Came back again on Saturday and blessed the 254 card with this, man. Go ahead and say what's up to the world out there. How you doing, mate?
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? I think everyone knows who I am from last week. If you watched last week, I'm MMA Unhinged. So yeah, I don't really need to introduce myself. I'm a hyper, a guy who just talks about fights. It's currently 1:37 in the morning, and I'm going to get even hyper as we go on.
Wait. For the people that didn't hear that clearly, 1:37 in the morning. Where are you at in the world?
I'm in England.
There you go, baby boy. We international with it, man. Worldwide Pub Sports Radio. Welcome to the best damn MMA show, man. I mean, UFC 254 just passed. If you guys see the belt up here, you want to know why I got it? Because I hear it's up for grabs, and I hear they got a few, hot competitors that's going to be up for a new tournament. I'm hearing it's going to be maybe between Conor, Michael Chandler, Ferguson, and Poirier. So, man, let's talk about UFC 254, man. Khabib, the man, did it again.
Wait, it's on the downers, man. He come in there, and Justin Gaethje was meant to be his toughest matchup on paper. A lot of people actually chose Justin Gaethje to win this fight, which was absolutely crazy. I know, as a lot of people say, never doubt Khabib, never bet against him, and I hope none of you's actually betted against Gaethje.
Man, Guru, I know you had a few bets on it, but you weren't one of them Gaethje bettors, or were you? Nah,
man. I thought Khabib was gonna win, and I mean, what did you guys think? I thought that was like one of the best performances you ever had in the octagon, like out of every fight. So I thought it was. I mean, man, he was pressuring and brawling with Gaethje. It didn't even matter. I mean, he kind of beat up at his own game a little bit, even though, I mean, the judges gave Gaethje the first round, which I thought was kind of crazy. I don't know how you could give Gaethje the first round, but yeah, man. I mean, the fight was awesome, man.
When you said the best you ever seen Khabib, man, you hit it on the fucking head. I mean, those first 2 rounds, I have never seen Khabib fight like that in his life. That's the way to where if we seen him fight like that, hands down, we would have said he was the best fighter years ago. But he doesn't fight like that. He's the guy, shoots for the takedown, makes it one of the most boringest fights, right? Not that way. He was explosive on his hands to start it off. I mean, he kept the pace on him. I swear he probably even outstruck him, I would even probably say, in those rounds. He made it a point to stand up there and bang with Justin Gaethje on his last fight, man.
100%. And he didn't even look out of place. That's the weirdest thing. He looked like he looked in there. He was competitive on the feet, and I think that surprised Justin Gaethje even more because that kind of probably put him off his rhythm. Justin Gaethje, a primary stand-up fighter, even though his background is wrestling, but we saw difference in levels in wrestling in that fight. Khabib is levels above anyone in this game.
Yeah, man. I mean, we just gotta. Yeah, I can't get past it real quick. I mean, everybody was saying this is going to be Khabib's toughest challenge. The funny thing was this. It wasn't just everybody. It was the UFC fighters like Daniel Cormier. Like everybody was saying that, right? And he made it look so easy. And to me, I thought it was an easy bet because Justin Gaethje only fights one way. You know, so for me, I had to play Khabib at minus 280. I played him right when he opened up at my books. But one of the plays that I gave out live on Saturday, I still can't believe. Man, Khabib dropped all the way at a minus 260. Guru, did you partake in any of that when he dropped to a minus 260?
Nah, unfortunately, I didn't bet him at all. But yeah, I mean, I definitely thought he was going to win the fight when it first started, and I mean, the line was wide. I do think that, I mean, if you look at it, I guess, like in comparison to everyone else he fought, Gaethje didn't do that bad. I mean, the first round he did land like a few big shots, some leg kicks, and I guess the judges thought it was enough to win the round too. So, I mean, the first round, I mean, it was competitive, but it looked like he was kind of like exhausted after the first round, like he was super tired. So, but yeah, I mean, I feel like, I mean, yeah, that line minus 260, it looked like it could have been a lot wider by the fight. I mean, when he got it to the ground, it was, a huge skill disparity there.
You're muted.
Yeah, that was the main event right there, and that was the main thing on there. So, I mean, what about Khabib retiring right after that? Was that breaking news, or did you guys expect that, Lenny?
I didn't expect that, to be honest. I thought he was going to go 30-0. I think he said that he was going to go 30-0. To his dad, and then unfortunately his dad did pass away. I can't remember what the reason was, but his dad passed away. But he said he was going to go to 30, then hang it up. But he hanged it up at 29, and what way to hang it up? His best performance, saved it to last.
Yeah, man. I mean, and it was like a lot of things that are kind of cool about that fight. Like he was saying that mounted triangle was Abdulmanap's favorite submission, and that was also the first. If you go back to his first fight, he got a mounted triangle submission. So that's kind of cool. It's like he got the mounted triangle in his first fight and the last fight of his career. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, what was also interesting, he had him in the armbar. About to get Justin Gaethje in the armbar, but he said he didn't want to go for the armbar because Justin Gaethje doesn't tap. Yeah. So he was like, I'm going to put him to sleep instead.
To me, that was, I don't know if, like, I saw DC said that, but that didn't make sense because in the first round he did go for the armbar. Like he almost broke his arm in the first round. So I don't know. I mean, maybe he did do that, but I mean,
he also said what I heard was honestly that he didn't want to hurt him in front of Justin Gaethje's parents. That's why he didn't do the armbar. He said he wanted to get the armbar because that was his dad's favorite technique. But then he was like, I don't want to hurt this guy in front of his parents. He felt bad for him and then went for the choke and was like, I'm just going to choke him out. I mean, when it happened, he did it within a split instant. Like for him to be that smooth on the ground right there, a little bit about rolling on the ground like that. Did you expect that right there, like that transition to be that smooth, Guru?
Yeah, I mean, I said the whole time that, like, I thought that his jiu-jitsu would be way better than Justin's if he got it to the ground. Like, I remember when we were on here on the Thursday and Zoe was on here, remember? And I was saying that Connor had better jiu-jitsu than Gaethje, like way better. Remember I was saying that? And I still I still agree with that. I still think Connor's jiu-jitsu is way, like, levels above Justin's, man. You could tell, like, Justin, he doesn't really feel comfortable on the ground and he gets really tired, like, in grappling situations. So I feel like, if Khabib can get him down, it's always going to go the same way, that type of fight. So, yeah, man. I mean, Justin would have a chance, obviously, if they fought again to knock him out again. But if it gets to the ground, I don't think he could ever close that gap, really.
Mm-hmm. All right, man. On to the co-main event. I mean, Bobby's back. Bobby Knuckles, that is. I mean, yep. I doubted him. I definitely doubted him, man. I put Jared Cannonier was my biggest play on the card, but I was on the losing end of that one. But man, what do you guys think about that co-main event? Is Bobby Knuckles really back?
Yeah, dude, I was happy to see that. I mean, I bet on Whittaker, and a lot of people, like you're saying, you were confident, Kenny. There's a lot of people that were like super confident he was going to go in there and like get a finish or a knockout or something. And I mean, I wasn't really sure. I don't really, even after the fight, I don't know why there was so much love for Cannonier, man. I mean, he is a knockout artist, but if you look at it, like, it's like, that was the only advantage he had was like if he could knock him out. Everything else, Whittaker was better than him at. And in the fight, I mean, Whittaker looked great. I mean, the jab was like on fire. Whittaker has something like he gets a lot of damage to people, man. I mean, he broke. I think he like hurt Jared Cannonier's face, like did something to his eye, and he broke his arm too. And he seems like he breaks a lot of people's orbitals. He messes up a lot of people's knees. He's like a potent guy, man. I mean, people must have forgot about Robert Whittaker, man. I mean, he went in there and he put a clinic on the guy. I mean, it was 29-28, but I actually thought he won all 3 rounds. I thought that, it was a clinic, man. I thought he won easily. So, yeah, he looked awesome, I thought.
Yeah, man. Then another guy that looked awesome, Alexander Volkov, man, he hopped in there and made my 160 price tag look real great about Walt Harris, right?
100%. And it's so, I don't know about you guys, but it's so sad watching Walt Harris lose now. But, I think that's 2 on the back for him now. Lost to Alistair Overeem, just lost to Volkov, and he's got finished in both fights. He starts off well, but then just fades off. And Volkov had a good fight that used his reach really well, uses kicks, and we saw him land a good kick to the body, I think it was, and then he finished the fight.
Yeah, man. It's like the UFC, they know that, like, the other guys available, right? Like they could give him Greg Hardy or someone that's not as good, right? I mean, I don't know why they decided to give him these 2 like killers, but yeah, I mean, he didn't look that good. I mean, it's like, I don't know.
He didn't look that good, right? Like,
yeah, there's not really much you could say like in terms of like Walt Harris's performance, but Volkov looked really good. I mean, I think he was 265, like that was the heaviest he ever weighed, and
didn't bother him at all.
Yeah, it looked like he had some more power, maybe even. So, I mean, it was a dominant performance. And Walt kind of like, I don't want to say he gives up in fights, but it seems like he doesn't really do that well. Like once it starts to go the wrong way, he'll kind of like, he doesn't really come back very much. So, yeah, it was like cruising for Volkov, basically.
Yeah, man. I got a quick question for everybody out there in the chat, man. Quick debate. Knockout of the night. Phil Hawes versus Jacob. Who the fuck is this guy? Or Magomed Ankalaev versus Ian Kuntalaba? Who do you guys think knockout of the night? Who had the better knockout?
Yeah, I would go with Ankalaev, man. I think his was just, I thought it was like brutal. Like I thought the ref could have stopped it a lot earlier. But I mean, both of them were really good. I mean, Hawes knocked him out with like the first punch he threw. So yeah, I thought the Ankalaev one was more fun to watch.
Yeah, the Ankalaev one was absolutely special. The way he just it was a counter left, I believe. Yeah, a counter left hit him sweet on the chin, and he was out. Ian Kuntalaba was out as soon as that punch hit, and the rest of it was just a little bit unnecessary, and it was a sweet punch from Ankalaev.
Yes, yeah, man, that was a real nasty knockout in that first round. I had to play on that one for round 2 to start. I was like a minute and 10 seconds away from it happening, but I mean, that knockout made it worth it to lose the bet on that one, man. But that was a vicious knockout. But I did win on Phil Hawes, winning inside the distance. So I love that knockout a little bit more, I gotta say, man. What about this? Can we say this? I mean, definitely, I think best fight on the card. I think fight of the night, pretty much. Casey Kenny versus Nathaniel Wood. I think this was the fight that both fighters needed to have in their career, to have that one statement fight to say, I remember that fight. Not on the same level of violence of a Rory McDonald and Robbie Lawler, but just in a sense of to where like those two needed to fight, like old school fight, right? What do you guys think?
Yeah, man. I mean, you said it. I think it wasn't even one of the best fights on the card. I think it was probably one of the better fights for the whole year. It was a really good fight. And, I mean, it was close. I actually thought Nathaniel Wood maybe could have got the win in the fight. I mean, the first round, Kenny obviously won the first round. I mean, it was kind of like it was a close fight throughout the whole fight, but it looked like Kenny definitely had the power advantage. Like he was landing the harder shots, but Wood in the second round, I mean, I thought that was the most decisive round. I thought he kind of dominated the second round. He hurt Casey Kenny a couple times, landed a lot of leg kicks. And then the third round, I mean, super competitive. It was Wood who outstruck Kenny. Like he landed the more strikes, and I thought he landed some pretty good shots in there, but Kenny got a couple takedowns, some control time, and he landed some big shots too. So it wasn't like you could say it was a robbery or anything. And I do think a lot of people actually had Casey Kenny winning, but I think that, either guy could have won. It was a great fight, man. They're two prospects. So yeah, like Big Show said, I mean, both their stocks probably went up. I don't think it was, a fight where Nathaniel Wood's going to really drop down, maybe a little bit, but yeah, it was a big win for Casey Kenny. He'll probably get like a top 10, 15 guy next, I would assume.
I know, Lenny. I know you're kind of close to Nathaniel Wood, or you worked with them in the past or something like that, or you look to work with them in the future. But how'd you like that fight? Because I believe you were live with this on Saturday morning, calling that fight.
It was a good fight, an absolute battle between both men. Before the fight, Casey Kenny showed how good his leg kicks were against Anteling, I think it was. And then Nathaniel Wood came into this fight and showed how good his leg kicks were, and outstruck him with on the feet with his legs, and he's striking. His striking on the fight at UFC 254 looked beautiful. I think he outstruck Casey Kenny, and he should. I think he should have got the nod, not because I'm English, but I thought he'd done enough to get the nod that night. He outstruck him, got more single strikes, just did the more damage. But it was a really good fight from both men. I can see why people give the nod to Casey Kenny, but I can also see why people give the nod to Nathaniel Wood. It's an argument for both ways, and I really can't complain. But 30-27 on the judges' scorecard, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I agree. That was crazy. I mean, I thought when they said 30-27, I thought they were going to give the decision to Wood. When they said that, I was like, okay, well, I guess Wood won, because at least the first and the third were competitive. I thought the second round Wood clearly won. So, but
yeah, man, it was one of those fights, man. I loved it though, man. So that's our take on UFC 254, man. So I mean, yeah, it was definitely a night to remember. I mean, definitely a night to remember. Khabib's done. So what are some matchups that you think should happen from the winners on there? Like, who would you like to see Volkov against, and who would you like to see Bobby Knuckles up against per se?
Yeah, Volkov, I don't know. That's an interesting one. I mean, because he's coming off the loss with Curtis Blades, so you can't say to give him a title shot or anything like that. Maybe another. I don't even that. I'd have to think of that one. But with Whittaker, I think you have to give him Israel again, man. Even though some people don't really like that fight or they don't want to see it. I mean, I don't know what else he has to do. He beat two guys that were in the top 5 pretty decisively. I mean, it was not like they were close fights. So, I mean, I think he earned it. He's 10-1 in the division, man. So, I mean, I think he should get the rematch. But what about you guys?
Yeah, you gonna go first? Yep.
Go ahead, Lenny.
You want me to go first? Yeah, so he's ranked number 6 in the heavyweight division. There's not a lot of guys ahead of him that he could really take on. He did call out a Rosenstrike. That would be a possible matchup. A good matchup as well. The length of Volkov will play a massive factor in that fight against Rosenstrike. We saw him struggle against Alistair Overeem, Rosenstrike. Then he got that last minute knockout. But if he comes up against Volkov, Volkov knows how to use his reach. He's just like a his striking is so technically beautiful, and against Rosenstrike, I do think he'll have the edge and maybe outstrike him in that fight. But yeah, there's not many two people in front of him that he could possibly fight. He'd be beaten by Lewis, then beaten by Blades. You got Ngannou, but Ngannou's fighting for the belt soon at 256. I think that's the targeted date that they're going for. But the people behind him. He hasn't got too much. JDS, he's just got scheduled to fight Cyril Gane. Shamil, I can't say his name, but we call him Shamil. He hasn't really done much. He hasn't got a big name value for Volkov. He said he wants after the fight. He said he wanted a big name fighter.
Big show picks. I like that. He says Rakic. What do you think about that? I'm a big fan of Rakic. So, man, that would actually be nice, huh, Guru?
Well, that'd be Rakic. You'd have to come up to heavyweight, though. So,
yeah.
I don't know if he would. He could do it, but I think Volkov would have to be a pretty big favorite. I
got overzealous right there.
You got Martin Tybura. He's putting on a run recently.
Yeah, Tybura. But even that would be I don't know, not a step back, but that would be a fight where it'd be Tybura would have everything to gain,
What about Bobby Knuckles?
Would accept it.
Who's gonna be next for Bobby Knuckles out there?
Has to be Adesanya, 100%. I think he's warranted his second shot. Well, his shot again at the title. He's beat two credible guys. He's beat Darren Till decisively. He beat Cannonier decisively, 100%. And before this fight, Adesanya said if Cannonier goes out there and put on the statement, he gets a title shot. Well, Whittaker put on the statement, so why doesn't he get a title shot?
Man, yeah. Speaking of title shots, what about the new fight just announced? Ngannou versus Stipe, part 2. How you guys feel about that one, man? Long overdue. here it is. You know, is it going to play out the same way? Is Stipe going to be able to school him?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I still think it's the same thing. Like in terms of like the way that they match up, I still think Stipe is the better fighter. Like especially if it extends, but it's just he's even taken even more damage since that fight. You know, he's got knocked out. He's had some wars. So, I mean, if Ngannou could knock him out, then that's how he's going to win. But I don't know. I mean, that's still an interesting fight. I think that if they would have fought in like December, like Ngannou won it, I would have picked Ngannou like all day because he'd like coming. I think he would have came back way too fast after that fight with Cormier. But now that it's going to be in like April or something like that, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Stipe could still win again. I mean, you can never underestimate a guy like that, man. So, you know, I think Ngannou will probably be the favorite again, like the first fight. But
yeah, I think. What do you think? What do you think? What do you see the odds at if you can predict the future? Because I remember when DC and Stipe opened up, there was a pick'em price. So, what do you think? What do you see Stipe opening up? -130?
No, I would say maybe like I would think like Francis would open like -150, like the favorite. He was the favorite when they fought the first time, so I would assume probably the second time he'd be the favorite too.
Damn. What about these odds, man? I mean, and what the fuck is Leon Edwards doing right here, man? Let's talk about this. I mean, he doesn't get the fight that he wants. He pulls out fight to fight. The UFC says they're going to drop him from the rankings. They drop him from the rankings. He goes on his page saying that he's not dropped from the rankings. He's back in the rankings. And why in the hell is he fighting Kazmat?
Go ahead, my bad.
Honestly, there's no clue. He said he wanted a title shot, and he's put himself in even worse a situation, I think. He said he probably could have sat out and waited, he would have went out the rankings, been inactive, but he wouldn't have to fight Khamzat Chimaev. What is he doing? The Khamzat Chimaev is an absolute killer. You know, he just knocked out Jeremiah. I know he's not on the same level as Khamzat, but you know, the guy is an absolute killer. He's got his hands. We saw how powerful he is in his hands. One punch, KO power. His wrestling is incredible. This is a dangerous, dangerous fight for Leon. He's risking it all. He's fighting an unranked fighter, and he could lose it in all in one fight.
Yeah, man. I mean, I get it though. It's like he almost put himself in a corner because he declined all those fights. So like he didn't want to fight Wonderboy Thompson. He didn't want to fight Woodley. It was like extenuating circumstances too with the COVID and travel and everything like that. But I mean, I think he was the one that at first got the call to fight on Fight Island to fight Kamaru, and it wasn't Masvidal. So he could have fought for the belt, and now he's fighting an unranked fighter. So, I mean, it's a big fall, but I think, basically, I mean, it seems like the UFC just said, like, I mean, if you want to be ranked again, then you have to fight this guy because you declined so many fights. Most likely, I guess, would be their their argument. So I don't know. I mean, if he wins the fight, I don't know if they'll give him a title shot though. That's why it's like it's a weird fight. It's like even if he wins, he probably have to fight someone else. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, yeah,
man. It makes no sense, man. Makes no goddamn sense. You turned down all those fights to say yes to that one. Oh man, Rocky. Well, what about this, man?
On the other hand, though, if he wins, he steals all the hype from Khamzat Chimaev. If he goes in there, puts on the statement, and finishes Khamzat Chimaev, can you imagine that? He steals all the hype around Khamzat.
But don't you think people would say like Chimaev only fought like bums and stuff? Exactly. Like, I don't know if they would give him that much credit for it. Exactly. They might, but yeah. So it's like it's a weird fight. But yeah, I guess he would get like some momentum. But like, what do you think? You think they would give him a title shot, like if off the win over Chimaev?
Yeah, they would have to though, because I just think no matter what, I think he was that one fight away from the title fight. So I mean, I don't think that he's gonna have to fight him, and then let's just say like a Kobe Covington or a Burns or something like that. I think it would be him, and then he would wait, and then whatever happens, I think he would be next. What Usman's fighting Burns, right?
Yeah, but I don't know them, man. I mean, if Colby and Masvidal fought, the winner of that, I think would get the title shot, man. I don't think it'd be Masvidal's not even ranked. Like, he's not even in the top 15. So,
You want to know what I call Leon Edwards? He's like the Aljamain Sterling of the weight class, bro. Like, you see how long it took Dana White to say that he's finally going to get a title shot when he was like the number one contender like a year ago. So, I mean, I think he's probably even going to be on that same road, you know, in this weight class. I don't think the UFC, they're not trying to market him. So, I mean, to give him the title shot, I get it. You know, it's well-deserved, but I think he's ranked 8th or 9th. You know, or he's on a 6-fight winning.
He's number 3. He's number 3 in the rankings. So, but he's fighting a guy that's not even ranked. So it's like he's number 3, but he's fighting an unranked opponent. So it's like I don't know how far you can move him up, you know, for a win over a guy that's like ranked number 20. I mean,
I was actually talking to someone about this on Facebook. He said, "How is Leon Edwards still ranked number 3?" See, when he got ranked number 3, he beat RDA and RDA was ranked number 4 at welterweight. So he earned his place at rank 3, but he just kept that rank 3 for a year and however long he's been out for.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I mean, what about shit? Speaking of fighters being out, I mean, shit. Breaking news today. The fight that we thought were going to happen, Platinum Mike Perry and Robbie Lawler, that's not it no more. Robbie Lawler pulls out from an injury, so that fight's off. Who do you think would be a good replacement for that right there?
See, that's a fight where I would say, like, that would be a good matchup for Perry if, like, he's, like, I know, like, Chimaev is fighting Leon, but, like, that would be, like, if he called him out, that would be, like, it would make more sense. You know what I mean? Like, Perry versus him or something. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, that fight would have been good with Lawler because, you know, it seems like Lawler's kind of on the way down. And I don't know about Mike Perry, man. I mean, it's hard to kind of gauge his career, like which directions it's actually going. So, yeah, I mean, I have no idea who he could fight. I mean, it has to be a name, though, just like what the type of guy he is. He would have to fight someone else, like, or it'd be an interesting matchup. So, yeah, I mean, you could look at the rankings and probably find, like, a few guys that he would, like, have fun fights with for sure.
Well, there is 2 possible outcomes. 2 people have called him out, and he's entertained one. Kevin Holland said he would fight him after his fight this weekend against I can't pronounce his name. Oh my god, he's the Russian guy. Is he Russian? I can't.
Magmed Marklov.
Yeah, that's one. He trains for Floyd Mayweather. He's Floyd Mayweather backs him. But yeah, Kevin Holland said he would like to fight him after that fight on the weekend. But also Darren Stewart is offered to fight him, and then Mike Perry messaged him and said, "Not another Darren, shake my head." So does that mean he would like to fight Darren Stewart? He said, "Not another Darren." So does that mean he's out of the way? But does Darren Stewart valued enough for Mike Perry to say that fight?
I don't know. I mean, he's coming off a loss too, so it would be a big opportunity for Stewart. But I don't know if they would. I don't know if the UFC would do it.
A controversial loss, though.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he lost, though. I mean, I thought they could have given it a draw, but I don't think you could say that he won. You know what I mean? Like, I thought he definitely lost the first 2 rounds.
There was a lot of debate about that fight. A lot of even Holland said he accepted it, that he lost.
Yeah, but I'm saying, did you think that Stewart actually won, or it could have been like?
I don't.
Man, it could have went either way.
I think
if I was going one way, it would go Holland. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Holland won that fight. I mean, Stewart won the last round. I mean, maybe it was a 10-8 round, maybe, but it wasn't even that dominant to where it's like, oh my God, he was about to make, like, it wasn't like he was about to tap Holland. It wasn't like Holland was about to give up. So, I mean, I get it. He lost that round, but I mean, he had those first 2 rounds in the bag easy on that one, man. Like, so.
Yeah. I thought he like dominated the first 2 rounds. Not dominated, but he was like clearly like a step ahead or whatever. But yeah, the 3rd round, I mean, I guess if you're like wanted to be like I don't know, if you wanted to give it a draw, I guess you could, but I thought Holland won.
Man, speaking of not just UFC, we got a fight announcement right here. Chris Curtis stepping in to fight Paige Van Zandt husband, Vanderford. Man, this is going to be taking place in November 5th. Guru, you just wrapped up your Bellator 250 prediction about an hour ago. So how do you see this fight playing out right here? Because, I think a lot of fans are going to be a little bit biased on this one right here.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, I mean, you have to favor Vanderford. I'm sure he's going to be a pretty big favorite. But Chris Curtis, I meght he's been around. He fought in the Contender Series, had a real nice knockout on the Dana White Contender Series, a head kick. And he fought in the PFL, like he fought in the $1 million the finals. So it's a good matchup. He's going to be the way better striker, but it's just going to be if Vanderford can take him down and control him or submit him on the ground.
Yeah, that's exactly the way I see it. You know, Vanderford's good on the ground. He will probably end up taking Chris Curtis to the ground, and we know how good he is. But PFL, he didn't have the greatest success. He went on a 3-fight losing streak at the end of his PFL career. You know, he fought twice in one night, lost twice in one night, got finished in that night. But he came back to against a win against Darren Smith Jr., you know, a guy that's, you know, not really heard of, but they're both like, their records are average, you know, both of them. But Vanderford, on the other hand, 9-0, you know, looks really good. You know, he went to the Contender Series, and a lot of people thought that was controversial that he didn't get a contract to the UFC. He didn't get a contract to the UFC, went to Bellator. He's having great success.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it goes like that when you switch organizations. Speaking of that, I mean, Bellator 250s tomorrow. Guru, real quick for the people that just tuned in, for this one, I know we just went over the whole card, but how do you see the main two fights playing out? That's Gegard Mousasi versus Douglas Lima, and then Henry Corrales versus Brandon Gertz.
Yeah, man, I'm not going to go into like my full breakdown, so go watch the other video, you know, give us a view on that one to hear that. But I'm going to go with Lima, and I'm going to pick who's the guy fighting Gertz? I'm sorry, I just totally blanked. Henry Corrales. So, yeah, I think Lima and Corrales will get the win on that one.
Got it. What about you, Lenny? Are you into that card at all? The Bellator card kicking off tomorrow, so we have MMA on a Thursday.
I've got to be into that card because I'm covering that card, you know. I'm talking to him post-fight, you know. But this fight is a really, really good stylistic matchup between the both of the men. We've got Douglas Lima's leg kicks, his striking, and we've got Gegard Mousasi, who's well-rounded, good everywhere. But he's got the heavy, you know, his size. This guy came from heavyweight all the way down to where he is now at 185 pounds in middleweight, and he's going to be huge. I feel like Douglas Lee might get put off about how big he is and the size of the Gegard Mousasi, but you know, he came up against MVP, who's quite a big 170 welterweight. But Gegard Mousasi will be strong in the cage, and he might be. And he said in the post-fight interview that he's going to look to take him down, look to ground and pound him, and look to take the floor to the mat.
Yeah, I actually said, though, at the weigh-ins, if you watched him at the weigh-ins, I mean, I thought Lima looked like the same size as Gegard. He looked really big, so it'll be interesting. I don't know how much weight he'll actually have. Like, I think even Mousasi was saying in an interview that he thinks he'll only be like five pounds heavier or something like that. So, but he is used to fighting guys like way bigger, though, so that could be like helpful for him.
Yeah, while we're on the topic of Bellator weigh-ins, I don't know whether you guys saw today, but there was a bit of a controversial situation with the commissioner, Mohegan Sun commissioner. Did anyone see that?
Yeah. I thought the commissioner was like kind of being like kind of a dick a little bit. You know?
He was like a dick, yeah.
Did you see what you saw at Millz?
Yeah, I seen it, man. He was like, he was calling him a tool. Get back on there, and the guy was like, "What? You want me to get naked for you?" He was like, "Wait," or something. Like it was weird, you know. It was weird. You definitely don't want that. And he was like, "Well, you're 164 with your pants on," and he named like the overage, like you're 164.
He told him
half.
Yeah. At first, he told him he was only like 146, so like he wouldn't need to weigh in again because he made the weight like at 146. And then he was like, "Nah, you're 146.25."
Yeah,
like switched it. Like I don't know why. I don't know.
He goes, "You're 146." So he goes, "Oh, that's fine then. I'll stand here." Then he goes, "No, you're 146.25." And he goes, "What's your contract weight?" And he goes, "Is it 145?" And they go, "Yeah, we got to take them off. You got to go in." He was like, "I'm 146," and there was just a bit of an awkward situation between the two of them.
Yeah, he was like, "That's what happens when you cut too much weight or something." Like he was like talking shit to him a little bit.
Yeah, man.
Good. I don't know. That's not really a good look for a Mohegan, but I don't know. I don't think they really. It's not like it's a athletic. They have their own athletic commission, so it's a little bit different, you know.
That wasn't also the only awkward situation. Not Gegard. Douglas Lima weighed on 185.1, and he made him take off his trousers and everything, and they had a bit of an awkward spat between the two as well.
Wow. Yeah, see? Yeah, man. You definitely don't want that guy around none of your fights, man. I mean, one thing is, man, these people ain't got to worry about having none of them guys and none of them fights, man. This is a one championship, man. They got an event going down Friday morning, early in the morning. The reason why I want to highlight this card is you got some 3 good fights on there, and they're all for title title belts, and they're all going to be taking place this Friday morning. You know, a couple of 3 fights on there you guys might want to pay attention to. We just go over it real quick, just some of the people that's fighting on them. You guys might be aware of them. I'm pretty sure a lot of you aren't, but it's worth waking up early in the morning and watching it. I've been doing it now for about 2 years now. So, I mean, one of the fights on there, and like I said, they're all for the belts, and these is all worth it. So go ahead and get your ass up early morning on that Friday. So you got Martin Nugent. He's going to be fighting Tan Lee right here. That's going to be for 155 belt right here. Big fan of Martin Nguyen right here. I've been following him now on One Championship now, I will say. He's the champion. So you guys know anything about this fight happening on this Friday morning, or is this news to your ears?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, man, I never watched Martin Nguyen fight, or if I have, I can't remember. But I know a little bit about Tan Lee. I mean, he trains at Fortis MMA, and he's like a hands down like striker. He is like a karate type striker. He has some really nice knockouts, like spins, things like that. But he's got knocked out cold a couple of times too. Like Kevin Aguilar like knocked him out really bad. So he doesn't have like a great chin, but he's a pretty like flashy good striker. But yeah, to be honest with you, I don't know anything about Nguyen. So
yeah, he was on the I would say Ty Lee. He was on the Ultimate Fighter Tough 22 back in the day. He got choked out by Martin Sevenson. Oh god, some of these names are so hard to pronounce. But as you said, Jay got knocked out by Kevin Aguilar, beat Bobby Moffett. He hasn't got two credible wins to his record. This is a fight that I don't know which way it's going to go, because I'm not really into Asian MMA. I only watch like only the top ones. Like this one, this is a good card. I will be watching this one, but yeah, I don't know too much about these fighters.
Got it. Another one moving on there is Christian Lee versus Louis Lapricus. I know I probably murdered that last name, but shit, I'll tell you about the guy that I know. I know about Lurie right here. I've seen him fight before, man. This guy's vicious, man. He has one of the best Muay Thai strikes out there. So this is definitely, like I said, it's going to be a good fight on there too. This is going to be at welterweight right here. Anybody know about any of these fighters on the card?
Nah, unfortunately, I don't know either guy. But so you think Yuri, he's gonna win the belt, or you think that the dude will retain?
Yeah, no, I think Lurie has what it takes. He's pretty vicious, man. He's pretty vicious.
They don't have odds for this card, I noticed. So
nope.
Yeah, I guess if tomorrow they put him up, or later on, and they use like a big favorite on, or big underdog, maybe I'll bet on him or something if you think he's gonna win. But yeah, I don't know anything about him.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Yeah, One Championship, man. I haven't found odds for that on no bookies. Well, even on, I only use one bookie, but man, I haven't seen none of them in the biggest events, man.
Millz, what bookie is that?
Oh no, I only use one bookie, but for all the people out there that's trying,
that was the segue I was looking for.
You know what I mean? You could go ahead and use mybookie.ag. The promo code is going to be Pub Sports. Now check this out. We have something different going right now. We have a competition going for the first 5 people that sign up and put a minimum deposit of $5 into the account. You're going to get a free Pub Sports radio shirt of the liking of your choosing. You go onto the website, let Slaughter and Boston Nick know which one you like, and you're going to get your shirt out there. So once again, yes, for the first 5 people out there, the only thing you have to do is go on to mybookie.ag, use Pub Sports as the promo code, put a minimum of $5 in your account, screenshot it, and you're going to get your own free Pub Sports shirt. You could pick any one, Talking Hands. You could pick the Weeby Pubbin shirt that they have on there, Die Hard MMA stimulus check. Any shirt on there. The value of those shirts are about $30, and the only thing you got to do is register for a betting account and put $5 minimum in there. So for the people in the chat and for all the regulars out there that want to get a shirt a little bit quicker and a little bit cheaper, that's all you got to do right there. Thank me later for it.
Yeah, man. Shout out to I like that shirt that Mo and Nick made, man. They got a Pub send me they got to send me one of those shirts so I can wear it on the stream. Fuck it. I like that shirt that they got.
That shit looks like a mixtape cover from like 2010, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. That's it right there. That's it. But yeah, so I mean, this is the last fight on the card right here. This is the one guy I'm familiar with. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are. He fought at light heavyweight and he fights at heavyweight. Onglis Nang. He's going to be fighting Renner D. Riddler. This is the main. This is their main guy in one championship. This is the main guy that pretty much puts people in the seats. I think he fought last. It was Brandon Vera, former UFC fighter that went over to one championship and won the belt and stuff. But you guys familiar with these two fighters on the card?
Yeah. We got oh man, these names are getting tougher and tougher. I'm gonna call him Ang from now on. He's on a 7-fight win streak. He's beat some of the best names that you said there. Brandon Vieira. He got his loss against Vitaly Bigdash, and then he came back in straight after that loss, beat him. But he's been on a tear. He's beat and who's going to be fighting against Vitor Belfort? Alan Galani. That guy's an absolute animal. He's a physical.
Man.
Do you remember? Do you know that guy?
Yes.
Oh,
I can't. When that fight was announced, I've been waiting to see him fight again, and then Vitor Belfort by himself. But when I said they're gonna fight each other, yeah, for you guys out there, you guys gotta wait till that fight comes up. But you just see this guy. Oh my, yeah, go ahead, Laney, man. Yes, I know exactly who he is.
If you don't know who he is, search up Alan Galani, whatever his name is. But yeah, he's an absolute physical specimen. He's a monster, and he will be fighting Vitor Belfort. I don't think a date's been announced for that, but yeah, he will be fighting Vitor. But yeah, since his loss to Vitaly Bigdash, he's been on an absolute tear. He's finished all his he's had one decision since that loss to Vitaly Bigdash, and it was against Vitaly Bigdash. But yeah, he's been finishing everyone. And this fight against his opponent, which is, let me try and find his name.
The Riddler. He just goes like the Riddler.
We're gonna go with the Riddler. Yeah, he's at 12-0. I don't know too much about him, unfortunately, but yeah, I do see Ann taking this fight.
One thing, I mean, to be honest, I don't know the On guy very much, but Riddler is a guy that, he's actually like a pretty good jiu-jitsu guy. Like he's actually won like a few pretty decent jiu-jitsu tournaments, things like that. And if you look on his, watch his fights or like I've only watched, I think like one or two of his fights. And then he has like real good front chokes. So like, he's like kind of like a tricky submission guy, but I don't know enough to pick a winner or anything.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So that's one championship right there. Like I said, again, that's Friday morning right there. Not just that, folks. I mean, here on Seconds Out, we're everything MMA. So yes, that was Friday morning. Friday night, we got the LFA. A few fighters on this LFA card. I know we're all familiar with. One on here, your boy Joe Giannetti on there. Cashing checks, snapping necks. He's going to be fighting on there. But the main event is going to be for the 115 belt between two women, Lupita Godinez versus Vanessa Dampualis. Wow, why'd they make me do that? But you got a few fighters on this card. Now that I'm kind of scrolling through it, I'm not familiar with a lot of them fighting on it. I usually am with LFA, but this one I will say, like, I'm probably only familiar with maybe one or two names. What about you, Guru? How do you feel about this card?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about a lot of people on this card, but with the main event, I mean, I see Demopoulos as a favorite, and I feel like Lupita Godinez has like pretty good value, man, because Vanessa Demopoulos, I mean, I don't know. She's not really like a great fighter, in my opinion. She has real good jiu-jitsu. Like she has like real good off her back. She throws up a lot of submissions on top. She could sweep. She can get on top, but we saw her fight in the Contender Series when she fought Corey McKenna. I mean, she kind of laid out the blueprint to beat Demopoulos. And you look at Lupita, I mean, she does have like some decent striking and grappling. And if she can just avoid the submission, I mean, she's going to win the fight. So it's like Demopoulos is kind of submission or bust type of girl. It's a close line. So, I mean, I feel like Lupita will probably get the win, man.
Okay. Close line with Lupita probably getting the win. You know me, LFA, that'll probably be available on my book Friday. All right, so I'm gonna probably play that one, man, right there on it, man. But yeah, you got Richard Cruz saying Lupita is tough right there. So I mean, hey, the people are spoken. They know about it right there. I mean, we all know about this guy right here. I mean, you gonna be cashing checks and snapping necks with your boy Joe Giannetti in the co-main event?
I don't even know who Aaron McKenzie is, man. I never seen him fight, so.
Yeah, so that's probably gonna be a pencil in. What about you, Lenny?
I can second that. I don't really know too much about Aaron, but Joe Giannotti on the other hand, he's been on tough. He's been there. He's experienced the UFC life, and he came in his last fight in LFA. I do believe he did take the loss. I think it was more. I think he got wrestled in that fight. He didn't really get going. So hopefully we see him get going. His loss was against Brent Moore, but yeah. We didn't really see get going in that fight. He got wrestled, and people just that kind of gives it, as you said earlier, with Duplopoulos, whatever her name was. This is a good blueprint for Aaron. A way to beat Joe Giannotti, take him to the ground. That Brant Moore kind of broke that out to Aaron. Hopefully, he takes the same route as Brant did, and we might see another decision where Joe Giannotti gets controlled on the ground. It's an obvious error that Joe Giannotti needs to improve on. So hopefully he did that in this camp from the last fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, so that's LFA right there. For all the people that don't know the reference that I'm making about snapping necks and cashing checks, that was Joe Giannotti when he was on The Ultimate Fighter. He came on there and was like, yeah, I rap, I got a little rap, I'm all about snapping necks and cashing checks. So, it's one of those things that always stuck with me, with him and stuff. But kind of got the little raw end of the deal. I think he was the last one to fight for the Ultimate Fighter contract, and didn't get it. And then just kind of went off in the scene, fought LFA and stuff, but never really, bounced back. Usually prospects like that you would see that would be that close, would somehow make their return back in the UFC, not even a goddamn contender series, right? Contender series been out for like 4 years and he still ain't got an application, right?
Yeah, 100%. After that fight, when he lost against Mike Giordano in the OMA 27 final, he got a draw against Josh Harvey. Now, I haven't really heard too much about that guy, but then as you said, he's been up and down since leaving the UFC. Lost against Dujuan Owens, and then just recently losing to Brant Moore. So he's been up and down. Was scheduled to fight Paddy Pimblett at one time. Went over to the UK, missed weight by 7 pounds, I think it was. That fight got scrapped. That would have been a good way to put himself back out there.
You know how I feel about Paddy Pimblett. I told you, man, that's my boy over there in Cage Warriors. He's the next one that needs to make that jump from Cage Warriors. Mason Jones did that last week. Man, I need my boy Paddy Pimblett, man. I'm all bring him on over, man.
I hope Paddy Pimblett comes to the UFC, but for some other reasons, man, I want to fade him in the UFC. He's not good, man. Come on.
Well, shit, he made me money in the Cage Warriors twice, so I'm rolling with it, He
lost to Julian Rosa, and they robbed Rosa in the UK in Cage Warriors. I was watching that fight live, man. I was like so shocked at the decision when they gave it to Patty, but I don't know. It seems like Cage Warriors, like they have that thing where
they're gonna feed their fighters.
They got the owner of Cage Warriors, like he has like certain people like under like management, like so it's weird.
Yes,
it's like those guys get easy matchups and like weird robbery decisions. It's like it's kind of almost like corrupt, but I don't know. I mean,
I think is it Graham Bolan or something like that? I can't Bolan or something like that.
Yeah, and it's isn't that? Don't you think that's kind of weird, right? It's like you shouldn't be the promoter and be managing like the people in the fights, like you know. I don't know, but
that's the same like that one guy. I forgot his name that was on the Ultimate Fighter that runs Australian Top Team, to where he's the president of the league. He fights in it. He picks everybody. Then he has a girlfriend that fights in there too, but like. I forget his name. I'm pretty sure you guys. I think he lost to
the Mokhtarians.
Yes,
that's different though, bro. Because that's like they're running like a gym. This is like if Dana White was like managing Israel Adesanya, and then he said like, like this is my fighter, and then he puts him in the main event, like against a bum or something. Like you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like you could almost say it's a little like corrupt, but I don't think they're like doing like corrupt stuff. It's just like they might give him easy matchups or something, but I don't know if it's like.
That to me, that kind of sounds like boxing, bro. You know what I mean? That kind of sounds like boxing to me. Like, the people that run the organization, it's like, okay, my champion's going to fight this person, or, you're just going to fight cans and get paid. So, I mean, yeah, but what about this? I dare you to say something. Say something about Mason Jones.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably pretty good, but I mean, you think he's gonna come in the UFC and like become a top 10 or something?
Nah. I like his addition. That's it. I just like his addition to the UFC. I think he can compete. Seeing everybody that just comes up nowadays with like 6 fights from these contender series. A guy like Mason Jones, 2-time champion out there in Cage Warriors. I think he could pull through. Speaking of Cage Warriors, they did produce Jack Shore. And on another note, Jack Shore just had to pull out his fight next week. And they got a quick replacement on that. Lenny, who's the replacement?
Oh, God. Rayoni Borisalos. Oh, my God. Yeah, he comes in, steps in against Khalid Taha. And, that's a really good fight, actually, because you got 15-1 in oh my! These names, they're getting even harder and harder. Riley Barlasos?
Barcelos. I mean, who am I?
Barcelos.
Oh my God! If they're watching this right now and they're hearing us trying to pronounce their name, they are absolutely livid.
Yeah, they coming for you, Lenny.
I got to go with Ione though, man. I think he should like roll through Taha, man. He beat Saeed his last fight. He looked good in that one.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just a little bit mad that Shore wasn't fighting myself because I had a play on him. I had him in a parlay at -260. But yeah, and plus I was, I like what I seen out of Jack Shore on there, man. But yeah, so he's off that card. That was Cage Warriors right there, producing some fighters on there. And yeah, man. So let's move on down to this week, man. I mean, is Halloween gonna be this scary this week? I mean, we got UFC on a Saturday, Halloween. Uriah Hall. Supposed to be the protege of the guy that he's fighting, Anderson, the GOAT Silva, on his last fight in the cage. Man, what do you guys think just about that main event a little bit? Like, is that main event worthy? And yeah, exactly. Like, how do you guys feel about that fight when it was first announced and everything with Uriah Hall supposed to be fighting Jacare Souza? And I think Souza got COVID. And then Silva was trying to call out for like a big highlight fight against Conor McGregor or Anthony Showtime Pettis. And supposedly that fight was agreed upon. And that never happened. Now they roll out, you versus Uriah Hall. So how you guys feel?
This is an interesting matchup. It's basically when Uriah Hall fights, he's so physically mentally negative. When he fights, he accepts a lot. Like against the Kelvin Gastelum in the Ultimate Fighter for now, he kind of accepted that he was going to lose that fight against Kelvin. The wrestler, the pressure, and it's same as when he fought against the big guys. When we saw him against Brunson, Whittaker, Musasi, Costa, he kind of accepts it. Even against the Bevon Lewis fight, for 2 rounds, he was getting pieced up by Bevon Lewis. And he was accepting it. I think he threw like a total of 16 strikes in 2 rounds, and it was incredible. I was like, is this Uriah Hall, the guy who was meant to come out like Anderson Silva in the tough? Is this the guy that I'm watching? And then in the 3rd round, he did come back, and he came out with some urgency in that 3rd round, and he knocked out Bevon Lewis. But yeah, when he comes into these these big high stake matches, he kind of crumbles under the pressure. He gets into his head mentally. We've seen it so many times. We've seen him crumble against Whittaker, Brunson, with Chris Weidman. We've seen him crumble in so many occasions against Musasi, against Costa. I think this will hype him up though, because when he comes into a fight, he likes to stay on the back foot. He's hesitant, but so does Anderson Silva. He's a counter striker. One of them's got to start a strike. Someone's got to throw to counter.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's definitely warranted for the main event. I mean, man, it's Anderson's last fight, so it's a cool matchup too. So I think, you got to give him the respect, put him on the main event. It's not really like a big, high, notable card. It's not like you could look on the card and say like someone else deserves to be on the main event ahead of him. So I think it's I don't think it's a bad main event at all. I'm pretty excited for the fight.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. That's why I wanted to throw it out there, because I'm like, yeah, it's definitely warranted for a main event. I mean, we're coming off Holly Holm versus Aldana and shit like that. So I mean, yeah, I mean, but this is the thing. I mean, this was the fight that we all wish would have happened about like 2 or 3 years ago. If Uriah Hall would have went a different way. You know, we thought he was going to go to Anderson.
They were scheduled to fight in like 2016. I'm pretty sure they like were scheduled to be a main event back then. So they kind of been like, you know, they probably have been like thinking they might fight each other for a while now.
That's good to know. I mean, they finish it off like that. I mean, so yeah, man. So right now, for all the people out there, we're gonna run through the whole card right now, starting with the prelims. You know, we're gonna give you guys the odds out there that Vegas have them. We're gonna give you guys a few prediction on them, a few picks, and you know, you guys might want to, you know, play some of these picks, and if not, you know, just enjoy the predictions and everything like that. Starting with the first fight, you got Miles Johns coming in, 10-1. Right now, coming off a loss versus Kevin Natividad right now, 9-1. Odds on the fighter, I know this from jump because I seen it when I was following this fight. Miles Johns opened up at a -200 favorite. Oh, buddy, did that change? So right now on the books, he's all the way down to a -165 favorite. Money's coming in on Kevin Natividad right here. Kevin Natividad, I believe, has a few fights in LFA. I seen him in there. Real explosive guy. How do you see this fight playing out, Guru?
Yeah, man, this is a good fight to start off the night. We got a bantamweight fight, and both these guys are pretty good prospects. Like Miles Johns, he was undefeated coming into his last fight, and that fight with Mario Bautista, man, he got flying knee, he got finished in that one, but he's still a young guy. He's coming out of Fortis, so should be getting better. And he's kind of like a boxer wrestler. He's athletic, but I'm not really that impressed with Miles Johns. I don't think he's like super great of a fighter. On the feet, I just don't really rate his striking that much. I don't think he doesn't really close the distance that great. He doesn't throw a lot of fakes. He doesn't really throw feints. He's just kind of looking to back you up, fake the level changes, throw that big overhand, use kind of his explosiveness to get inside and take you down and throw these big shots. Like he kind of landed like a big looping right hand that rocked Bautista in the first round. But I just feel like on the feet, Natividad, good head movement, comes forward. He throws a lot more volume, and I think he's going to be like the much better striker on the feet. Like if they just stayed on the feet and struck, I would favor Natividad pretty heavily here. And one of the main things that I look at when I look at this fight, because when you look at both the guys, I mean, I feel like, you know, like hardware wise, like how they're like athletically, I feel like maybe Johns is a little bit more athletic, like stronger, but I think Natividad is faster and he has better cardio. And when you got a guy that's like super strong and uses strength, like wrestling like that, I feel like they either have to have finishing ability or they have to have cardio, man. They have to have one of the two, because if you can't finish a guy in the first round and you're all like explosiveness, strength, taking a guy down, using your, you know, your explosive abilities, your athletic abilities, you have to be able to finish the guy or you're going to get tired. And that's what happens with Miles Johns in all his fights, man. Third round, he gasses out. He'll be, you know, way slower than in other fights. You saw like Cole Smith. He could have arguably easily lost that fight with Cole Smith. And then, he got knocked out in his second fight. So I just feel like the value is definitely on the side of Kevin Natividad, because I just think the grappling is pretty comparable. I mean, I don't think Miles Johns has like good top game. So even if he takes him down, I don't know if he's necessarily going to be able to control him on the mat. And I think it comes down to just cardio, man, and who's throwing more output, who's going forward. And to me, that's going to be Kevin Natividad, man. So I actually think Natividad's going to get the win, so I got to go with the underdog here.
Got it. Okay, yeah, see, that makes sense then why money's coming in on the underdog, man. I mean, I'll tell you about these damn prediction people, man. They put these videos out there and these picks, try to tell you, man, and them books and everything changes, man. I see it happen day by day, and, you know, I always stay cautious of it, but, man, I see why, man. So, I mean, what about you, Lenny?
What Guru was saying there, that Miles John gets kind of fatigued in the third round. And Kevin was actually I was talking to Kevin yesterday. I have an interview with him yesterday, and he said 15 minutes is not enough for him. You know, he wants to
wait, Lenny, hold on. You mean to tell me we're over here doing a goddamn prediction and breakdown video on a fighter, and you just had a conversation with this guy yesterday, and you just like throw it in there like, oh yeah, I had a conversation with this guy yesterday. Wait, no, you just spoke. All right, go ahead, go on for the people that didn't hear it.
So I just spoke to Kevin yesterday. Me and him had an interview. We talked about his fight this weekend, and he said that 15 minutes wasn't enough for him. You know, he's training for 5-round fights, and he said, as Guru topped up on there, when he comes to the 3rd round, Miles John doesn't look the best. He's so fatigued, and Kevin said he's going to look to take the pressure. But he also said to me that he wants the 1st round knockout. He wants to keep that the knockout, the 100% win. Every time he wins, he gets a knockout. You know, he's finished 100% of his fights, and hopefully we'll see his fights continue this weekend. I do believe he will take the win. As Guru said that, yeah, he gets fatigued and he wants that 1st round knockout. I think it might be the crisper striker between the two of them. He told me he's been working on jiu-jitsu. He's a brown belt jiu-jitsu. He needs to get that black belt. But you know, as I keep saying this, but as Guru topped on, I think if it goes to the later rounds, we will see Kevin take over.
Got it. I mean, all right, so definitely, all right, on the feet, Kevin's the superior striker, given that. But one thing I thought definitely going in is Miles Johns has the better advantage wrestling. Does he not?
I mean, I think he's the better wrestler, but Natividad has good wrestling, man. Offensive wrestling. I was pretty impressed with his grappling, and when he does get taken down, he's one of those guys that he doesn't like play the guard game, and he doesn't accept bottom position. So that's something that I think is going to help him with this matchup, because Miles Johns isn't really a guy that like has great top control or jiu-jitsu or like submission game or anything like that. So I do feel like
he has a win over Adrian Giannis. You know, a lot of people's high on that guy.
But Giannis is a boxer, man. I mean, Natividad, like you said, he's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, and he has some decent wrestling as well. So, I mean, I feel like it'll be enough to counteract the grappling that Johns has. But yeah, I mean, Johns is just pure wrestling. I would say Johns is probably superior.
Got it. So it sounds like Kevin has like 3 weapons, you know, decent wrestler, better ground game at jiu-jitsu, and better on the feet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Okay. So I see why everybody's betting on that then, why the money's coming in. But hey, me myself, man, I got to play on Miles John. You know, I just did a little bit of lunch money on it. Minus 165. Oh, should I wait it? Because I guarantee by fight night, I could probably get it at like a pick'em price or like a minus 130. But yeah, so played that one a little bit too early on that one. You know, try to hop on it early. You know, should have just waited. But hey, that's how it goes, though, man. On to the next fight, women's MMA. Courtney Casey versus Zombie Girl, Priscilla Ketchawaya. Shout out to DFS by the numbers in the chat, or should I say Priscilla likes to catch a beating. So yeah, to open it up, I mean, it's taking place 9-8. Courtney Casey coming in 9-3. Priscilla coming in. Courtney Casey coming in off a loss. Priscilla coming in off a win over Shayna Dobson. Guru, what's some odds on both of these women out there?
Yeah, so right now Casey minus 250, and then Cachoeira is plus 210.
Okay, got it. So MMA Unhinged. I'm gonna let you take this one on this one. Who do you see winning this fight? And let's give us a prediction and see how can it happen.
Priscilla in her last fight, you know, she actually engaged, and we saw her actually knock out Shayna Dobson. We saw the power in her hands, and we saw how Shayna Dobson, she went on to finish Maria Agapova. But yeah, she hasn't been impressive in the UFC. She went on a 3-fight losing streak and then beat Shayna Dobson, who's not the most impressive of fighters, but she did beat Agapova. But Shayna Dobson, not too, you know, notable. You know, she's a good fighter. She's you know, she's always what am I trying to look for? Win one, lose one sort of fine. She's got a 3-4 or 4-5 record now. But yeah, Courtney Casey on the other hand, she looked good at 125 pounds. She on her debut she beat Mario Borello, something like that. But then she lost against Gillian Robertson. That's not like a loss that she can really.
In that loss, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's literally what I say. There's no shame in a loss to Gillian Robertson. She's gone on to do incredible things. Just recently fighting. I can't remember who she fought. It's off the top of my head and while I'm speaking. I can't remember. Do you guys remember who she fought?
Courtney Casey?
Was that her last fight?
Yeah, Gillian Robertson.
Yeah, Gillian Robertson. Gillian Robertson, I believe. She got the... Did Gillian Robertson get submitted in the second round? Or no, she won by decision. She won by decision.
She got submitted in the... Okay. It was like with only like 10 seconds left in the fight.
Oh, yeah. She recently just fought against Poliana, but
Jillian, Jillian, she got the win over. That was a decision, with Poliana.
unanimous decision at
Yeah.
the Ortega Korean Zombie. I thought I recognized that. I thought she fought recently because I remember watching a fight. I remember seeing her red hair scrambling around.
Yeah, Jillian just fought like last week, I want to say, or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, Courtney Casey, her last win's coming over Maria Barella. Then before that, she takes a loss to I like this girl a lot. Betting wise, Cynthia Calvila. Then before that, she comes off a win over Angela Hill. But see, this is right here the reason why I'm a little bit not on the Courtney Casey train. This was back in 2018 when she lost to Michelle Waterson. The reason why I'm not is because, yes, I had money on Courtney Casey in there. I definitely thought that she should have beat Michelle Waterson at that time. Didn't happen, So, I mean, ever since then, she's been one of those Roxanne Modafferi fighters, win-loss type of fighters in there. So, Guru, how do you see this one playing out? Is she due for the win since she's just coming off the loss?
I mean, I think so. I mean, I feel like she's the rightful favorite. When you look at the fight, like she has the better skills everywhere on the feet, on the ground, and I mean, Cachoeira, the one thing about her, like, is she has really good durability and she has power. So Courtney Casey, in certain fights, you do see her kind of like sit in the pocket and like just trade shots, where I do feel like she'll get the upper hand against Cachoeira in that scenario as well, because she throws like straighter punches, tighter punches. But I mean, that will give Cachoeira a chance to like land a shot and hurt her as well. But I actually think, like the easiest path to resistance, man, is to take her down, dude. Because Cachoeira, I mean, she's a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, but if you watch her fights, like Molly McCann, who's not really good on the ground, just dominated her on the ground. Valentina dominated her on the ground. Even Luana Carolina, like, almost submitted her multiple times. And if you look at Courtney Casey's record, Courtney Casey, I think 7 of her 9 wins are first-round finishes. So she's someone that goes and gets that first-round finish. And I feel like, I mean, if she has a good game plan, I mean, she should like hit the body lock. I've seen her hit like pretty good body locks against Angela Hill. And if she gets on top, she should be able to take the back and get a finish in the first round, man. I mean, I know like Cachoeira is tough. She lasted to the second round with Valentina, but if you look at Valentina's record, like, she hasn't got a first round finish since 2006. She's like someone that, doesn't really get those finishes early. And Casey, 7 of her 9 wins are first round finishes. So I don't know. I think that if it gets past the first round though, and they're just like second and third round, or if it's a striking fight on the feet, I mean, it could be like a split decision, man. It really could, because Casey, I mean, she's 5-7 or something like that in the UFC, and she's not really like someone that's that good in decisions either. If you look at her record in decisions, it's like 2 wins and 7 losses, like really bad record for decisions. So, I mean, yeah, I think Casey, if she gets the first round finish, then it'll be an easy win. But if it gets to the like second and third round and you bet on her, you could maybe be like sweating it out a little bit.
I mean, speaking of betting on her, I know on my books, so you can get it 2 different ways. You could try to get her at minus 260, throw in a parlay, or else you can get her on some props. I believe it was Courtney Casey wins by decision at plus 125. The reason why they're giving you that juice is, like Guru just said, a lot of her wins are in the first round, or else you can get any other outcome, I think, at like a minus 145 or a minus 150. I think something like that. So, I mean, which out of those 2 props do you see happening more likely than none?
I mean, I would like for Casey to win in the first round, it's like plus 600. I mean, to me, like, that would be like probably the most value play, because I don't know. I mean, if she, if like I said, she doesn't get the finish in the first round, I think it could become like, I think Cachoeira easily could win like a decision, like, because
damn,
look at Casey's record for decisions, man. It's not. They're both going to throw a lot of volume, so it's not like, I don't think like I don't know. So
yeah, I don't see this all right. I don't see this too much of a one-sided fight, like how you're saying. Like, yeah, if this gets out the first round, it can be a close, next 2 rounds, right? So with that, I mean, the line, a minus 260 on there, and you got Priscilla in there. She's going to be in there trying to box the same way that Courtney Casey is. It's just going to be who's the better one and who's actually, the more accurate one. We're in Vegas now, so, a smaller cage and everything. And like he said, once you get out that first round, you just never know. I mean, but that's women's MMA right there. I mean, I usually like to bet on them, but that one I'm going to just stay away. I might do a prop. I might do that first round win, just because that sounds a little bit juicy, man. Plus 600. Might do that. So, man, moving on down the card. I mean, next fight taking place, Dustin Jacoby coming off the Contender Series, making a quick return versus Justin Ledet. Dustin Jacoby coming in 12-5. Justin Ledet 9-3. Dustin Jacoby, a lot of people know him from former kickboxing in different organizations like that. Transferred to MMA, then transferred back to kickboxing, was successful there. Now he's back making his run in MMA right now. Came on the Contender Series. I believe he was fighting like a bum. Yes, I say a bum. He was like fighting a bum, I believe, on the Contender Series, and I think he took him like all 15 minutes in there. Justin Ledet, nothing nice that we see on there. I mean, he's coming off three losses right here. A lot of people say that they're impressed with this boxing. I'm going to just call it like I see it. This guy ain't no fucking boxer, man. Don't give him a compliment like that. He has decent strikes just like any other guy out there, how I see it. But, I mean, Dustin Jacoby, Guru, what's the odds at him right now, and what's the odds on Justin Ledet?
Yeah, Jacoby's, I mean, he's a huge favorite. He's minus 345, second biggest favorite on the card. So, and then Ledet is plus 285.
All right, man. So go ahead with this one. How do you see this one playing out? You got the Contender Series guy pulling out that win, or you got Justin Ledet pulling it off?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a good matchup for a guy like Dustin Jacoby, man, because Ledet, like you said, I mean, I know you said you don't want to call him a boxer, but in MMA, I mean, that's really all he does. He's just like a pure boxer. He at heavyweight, I will say, I mean, his jab is really good. He has one of the best jabs, like not in the UFC, but for like the higher weight classes. And at heavyweight, you know, he was really fast, and he was just able to kind of like use his jab and run. And he went 3-0, I think, at heavyweight in the UFC, like kind of using that style. But at light heavyweight, he just doesn't seem like he's fast enough. These guys are, just throwing a lot more volume than him. And you see like Rakic, when he takes him down, he doesn't really have much off his back at all. And Justin Ledet, I mean, in this fight, I don't think the boxing is going to work against a guy that's controlling distance, throwing kicks. The thing about Ledet, like in a lot of boxers, is they're really heavy on that lead leg. And Jacoby has really nice leg kicks. I think that's going to be like the key to the fight for Jacoby. And I mean, I know his last opponent, Ty Flores, did go the full 3 rounds, but if you watch that fight, I mean, Flores took like a beating, man. Like, I don't know how he survived to the final bell. So I kind of feel like Jacoby will probably be able to get Ledet out of there. I mean, Ledet does have I think he hit a double leg against the cage against Mark Godbeer. But I mean, Godbeer isn't really like a UFC level guy, and Godbeer even he could have got back up, but he went for a leg lock, gave his back, and got submitted with the rear naked choke. I mean, I don't see Jacoby getting taken down. I actually think Jacoby is better in the clinch than Ledet. So I just feel like he's better on the feet. He's better in the clinch, and I mean, if Ledet takes him down, maybe he could be in a little bit of trouble, but it's not like something where I think he'll get like insta tapped on the mat, or I don't think Ledet is like something like that. So. I mean, Ledet's lost 3 in a row. The last fight with Kamer was pretty close, but I think that Jacoby, this is going to be a second stint in the UFC. He's probably going to be taking it a little bit, more serious. So I got to go with Jacoby here to get the win on this one.
Got it. What about you down there, mate? How you see this one playing out?
Yeah, obviously, as you said there, Dustin Jacoby is a former Glory kickboxer, and if you get into Glory and you kickboxing in Glory, you got to have some sort of, high-level skills. Only the best of the best get it into Glory, man. You've seen absolute tremendous Israel Adesanya. He was in Glory. Look how good of a kickboxer he is. But I'm not saying he's on the level of Adesanya, but he, if you get into Glory, you've got to be a really good kickboxer. And against Justin Ledet, I think he's on a 3-fight losing streak. He's lost to Johnny Walker, Rakic, and most recently Alexa Samu, I think, something like that. Yeah, so he's on a 3-fight losing streak, and I do see Dustin Jacoby piling on the pressure in this fight. I think he'll walk forward with his kickboxing, but we could see Justin Ledet, as you said there, switch up, go for a double leg. As you said, his only double leg was to Mark Godbeer, who's now fighting in BKFC, so that speaks for itself. And so yeah, I do feel like Dustin Jacoby will win this fight.
Got it. Going with the heavy favorite on there, man. I mean, sometimes, I'm trying to find a dog on there, and I'm trying to, be a little bit smarter than some people on their predictions. But this ain't one of them. So yeah, I'm definitely not going with this one on there, man. So I'm not betting Dustin Jacoby either, though. That's the other thing. I am scared of it to throw this in a parlay at a -360 right now. Like I said, Justin Ledet, in my book of remembrance, I don't think that he's been finished too many times in the UFC. So, and I actually think this is going to be like a real step up of competition for him. Like I said, Dustin Jacoby just went 15 minutes with a bum in the Contender Series, because, you know, that's how it goes in the Contender Series too. Sometimes they might feed you like a can just because they want to, you know, make their new signee look good. You know, we all seen that before, but yeah, so I wasn't too impressed in that fight. You know, I know Guru, I know you recall that one, right? Because I remember you did your little predictions on that as well too, and I think you guys even had a live stream when that fight was going on, right?
Yeah, man. And I mean, you said I don't think it's a step up at all, man. It's especially since it's a striking fight. I mean, this guy, he's been in there with like guys like Wayne Barrett and beat Wayne Barrett, who's like considered one of the best like kickboxers of all time. So to say it's a step up to like go in there with Justin Ledet, I mean,
I'm saying from the Contender Series, dude.
Yeah. From the one dude, yeah, maybe. But even
that guy was a can. Yeah, that guy was a can. Yeah, definitely from the kickboxing. Hell no, that's a whole different realm. But yeah, I'm talking about from the Contender Series, dude.
Yeah. Even in MMA, like Jacoby has fought like some guys in MMA. Like he fought John
back
Salter,
in the day, right?
King Mo. He fought he beat Andrew Sanchez. He has a win over Andrew Sanchez, who is in the UFC. Like
he fought Marvin Vittori and stuff. We all know about it. Yeah, Andrew Sanchez. Yeah, I mean, yeah, back in the day. So yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely has the better pedigree on there. I was just really referencing to the dude on the fucking Contender Series, man.
Yeah, I'd say Jacoby did get knocked out by Alex Pereira too, the guy that KO'd Izzy.
Speaking about a step up in competition, this next fight right here, I mean, what step is the UFC going in right here? I mean, Jason Witt versus Cole Williams on there. This is definitely going to be the third fight on the prelims. Jason Witt comes in 17 wins, 6 losses versus Cole Williams. Jason Witt made his debut, I believe, in the UFC. Was coming off a loss. I forget who, but I believe Takashi Soto, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so just coming off a loss to Takashi Soto, I remember now. It was like a real quick round 1 KO, I want to say, on that, if I believe right. But yeah, and he was a short replacement. He just got caught in out of nowhere on there. He's taking on Cole Williams right here. I mean, shit, it ain't going to get no better than that, though. I mean, you got 11 wins and 2 losses. He's coming off a loss in his MMA debut, too, against, I believe, Alex de Silva, if I'm mistaken. Oh, well. But yeah, I mean, this is a fight right here. It opened up on the books. It was a pick'em fight on there, you know. So, you know me on there, man. I was trying to, you know, attack it early and get my predictions on it. So I hit up a few people and asked them what they thought, because I couldn't figure it out my goddamn self on these 2 fighters. And they really didn't convince me either way. So I don't know which way to play this fight on there. I'm gonna let Lenny start it off on here. Who do you have, mate?
Millz, let me cut you off real quick though. I just got some there's some breaking news that just came out, man. Yeah, like do you see my tweet at the bottom? If you could pull it up on the share screen.
Are you going to talk about Kevin Holland?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
You see what happened? So
yeah.
Now Muradov is out. So for this fight, I guess we could skip it because I don't know. I have to look this guy up, man. So I'm not sure yet. So yeah, that's like breaking news that just came out.
So Merab is out the fight against Kevin Holland this week. That was a fight that a lot of people liked on their breaking news right here on Seconds Out. We don't know who he's fighting yet. But
he's fighting this guy right here, Charlie Ontiveros. But
he's fought MVP back in the day. You know, he's a can.
Oh, he sucks. Okay.
Got it.
So,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it'll be an easy win for Holland now, but yeah, I just wanted to say that real fast.
Yeah, shout out, breaking news right here. That's where you're gonna get it, man. Shout out. But yeah, goddamn, man. So yeah, we definitely don't gotta break down that fight. That was one of my plays on there, man. I got Kevin Holland at a -140 against a striker that he has a 6 reach advantage on. Man, I was banging that money line over and over, but Guess not though. But I mean, hey, back to these cans though. You know what I mean? So I mean, goddamn, I couldn't figure out who to go with on there. So Lenny, who do you got in there? Do you got Ian Heinisch's little brother, Cole Williams, or do you got Jason Witt over here, man?
I'm not too sure. I don't really know too much about these guys. Obviously, I watched Jason Witt's last fight. Didn't really look that too impressive. But Takashi Sato, he looked really good. He finished Jason Witt in the first round with 40 seconds to go. But yeah, I heard Jason Witt. I don't really know too much. I think he's primarily a wrestler, if I'm correct.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you got it right. You got it right. I think the big advantage that Jason Witt has. How do you feel about this, Lenny? He trains with, I think, one of the up and coming better coaches. He trains with James Krause. How do you like that?
James Krause is an incredible coach. We've seen he's so versatile. James Krause, he can step in at 8 weeks' notice. He can step at 2 days' notice. But he's a coach, man. He's so good at coaching. Have you ever seen him coach corner by live? If you can hear him in the when the coronavirus events, you can hear him in the corner. You can hear all the advice he's given to his fighter. He's such a great coach, and he gives him some really in detailed advice. But moving on, it's a good addition to his corner, though, Jason Witt. But I don't really know too much about these guys. I'm sorry, but his last fight, Cole Williams' last fight was against Claudio Silva, where he lost by a submission, was a neck crank. But that was a year and 2 months ago. I don't really know too much. If I was going to bet on someone, I would probably go for a draw. I don't know.
I mean, well fucking said, man. I mean, that's exactly where I was at. So, I mean, that makes sense where a lot of people's mind is at, you know? So, I mean, fuck it, Guru on there. I mean, nah, man, I was trying to have Guru convince me, you know, heavily convince me, like, you know, on what percentage on, you know, who he thought was going to win with this prediction too. And he couldn't even commit to that percentage. So I was like, all right, man, but go ahead, Guru, take it away, man. How the hell do you see this fight happening, man?
I mean, man, to be honest, like, I feel like Jason Witt is the better athlete. He's definitely like the better wrestler. And even on the feet, I think he probably has better striking. I mean, he switches stances. He has good forward pressure. He definitely throws more volume. But, man, I mean, the thing about Jason Witt, man, is he has, like, one of the worst chins I've ever seen, man. I mean, like, I've seen him get dropped with, like, jabs, little shots. He's got it knocked out, I think, like 5 or 6 times. So, I mean, that's just the one thing. That's why it's hard to have any confidence in a guy like Jason Witt, just the chin, man. And Cole Williams in the first round, he does, have that right cross, the straight down the middle. That's pretty powerful. But, I mean, to me, he looked horrible when he fought Claudio Silva. He came in overweight, and it was short notice, so maybe he's going to look a little bit better. But like MMA Unhinged was saying, he's coming back after a year. He's 36 years old already, so I don't think the layoff is going to be that helpful for him. And Witt is the better fighter. It's just if Cole Williams knocks him out in the first round. I did have a bet on this fight. I bet on the fight not to go to the distance at plus 145. I just feel like they're too they're low level guys. And Williams, I mean, I don't think he has the cardio to go 3 rounds. And Witt's a guy that has a chin that's not really very good. So I feel like the likelihood of this fight going all 3 rounds is pretty low. I feel like Witt will either be able to extend it and get like a second or third round TKO or submission on the ground, or he'll probably get knocked out in that first round. So, yeah, I mean, in terms of a play, I'm going to pick Jason Witt, but I don't have very much confidence, man.
Yeah, man. There you go. He's going with Jason Witt. Yeah, man. He said Jason Witt, you know. I still couldn't play him, you know, because at the time they opened up at a pick'em price. Then he went to like a minus 140, and I was like, God damn it, there's no way I'm putting 140 on Jason Witt. And Kevin Holland dropped to a minus 140, you know. So, but I mean, I guess the play's out there right now. Gru, give it to the people out there in the chat one more time. What's the play you're going with this in this fight?
Yeah, I bet the fight not to go to decision, and it was at plus 145 when I bet it. Right now, I'm not 100%. I'll look right now and tell you exactly. Now it's at plus 125, so it dropped down a little bit, but I feel like it should be, maybe like minus money even, because both these guys, all their losses have been inside the distance. Neither guy has lost a decision. And I just don't see Williams, especially as he's getting older. He used to have cardio issues in the past, and now he's, returning 36. And after a year layoff, I feel like his cardio isn't going to be any better. So I just don't see the fight going to decision in that one.
Got it. That seems like a little smart play right there to pick up, man. A little smart play to pick up right there. All right, so moving on down the card. I mean, in this one, we got another one taking place. So this one, I mean, I'm talking about Sean Strickland, aka Tarzan, is back. We haven't seen him in a long time in the UFC. He's going to be taking on Jack Marshman right here. Sean Strickland comes in 20 wins, 3 losses. Jack Marshman, aka Marshmallow, aka I don't know what I'm doing in the UFC, comes in with 23 wins, 9 losses right here. So Sean Strickland right now, I believe, is on a 2-year layoff, making his return to the UFC. How do you see this fight playing out, Guru?
Yeah, this is an interesting fight. I mean, Sean Strickland, on paper, if you look at it, he has the way better resume. I like him more at 185. When he was at 170, he was cutting a lot of weight, and he performed well in that division, but all of his losses are at 170. He's undefeated at 185. I think he's like 9 or 10-0 or something like that. So he has some pretty, decent experience there. 10 fights is a lot of fights at 185, and he's the better striker. He has, cleaner, straighter punches, throws better kicks. He's faster. He's longer. He's rangier. But, Sean Strickland, one thing about it is he's coming off like a 2.5-year layoff, and he had a pretty bad motorcycle incident where he got injured pretty badly, like tore his patella, messed up his knee, did a few other things. So his leg isn't really 100% anymore. Like even now, it's still like this is going to be his first fight back. So we're going to have to kind of monitor that, see what happens if he gets leg kicked or how he can, plant, move, go for takedowns, things like that. But Jack Marshman, I just don't think he's that good of a fighter. He's a guy that's a brawler. He has fast hands, gets on the inside, and tries to knock you out, but not super durable anymore. It seems like he kind of has durability issues now. And he also, is 1-5 outside of the UK. So it seems like when he travels and he goes to the United States or other places, he doesn't really perform well either. So, Strickland should get the win, man. Strickland is better everywhere. If he takes him down, which I think he can, Marshman's takedown defense in the UFC is like 20%. So, I think the easiest way for Marshman or Strickland to win is just take him down and get a submission like Shabazian did. But if he keeps it on the feet and strikes with him, I still think he's going to win. So, this type of fight where if Strickland loses, it's going to be because he makes a mistake, and lets Marshman land a bomb and knock him out or something. So, I think Strickland is like clearly superior fighter.
Yeah, man. What about you, Lenny? How you see this one playing out as you see Strickland over there putting that work in his gym?
So Guru kind of put that spot on, really. Takedown defense for Marshman is a thing that he needs to work on. Edmund Shabazian came in there, took him down, submitted him with ease in the first round. And Sean Strickland, I don't know too much about his ground game, but he's got some really good. Almost knocked over my water, but he's got some really good wins under his belt. He's been, in his last fight, what was 1 year and 11 months ago till this day against Nordin Taleb. He won by ground and pound, but before that, he lost a spinning heel kick, by Alessio Sakau. Oh my God, these names get worse and worse. But yeah, then he's lost to some good guys though. He's lost to Kamaru Usman. The other 2 losses, he lost to Kamaru Usman and Santiago Ponzinibbio. So he's lost to decent level guys. His 3 losses have been to three top level guys in the UFC. Kamaru Usman, Santiago Ponzinibbio, they've made waves in the 175-pound division. Just Santiago needs to fight more. But he came back against Nordin Taleb, won his fight by ground and pound in the second round. But he hasn't fought in 1 year and 11 months. And that layoff is going to really, really pay. We're going to see him, kind of have some, maybe some little bit of octagon
jitters.
Yeah, have a little bit of jitters. And, kind of. What word am I looking for? What ring rust? You might have a little bit of ring rust. Yeah, 1 year and 11 months outside of the octagon cage. That's going to really pay dividends. He's going to be like he's not going to know the feeling that he used to know 1 year and 11 months, because I can't remember what I was doing 1 year and 11 months ago. So I don't know how he's going to remember how fighting would be in the cage. This is a tough fight. As Guru said, Marshman's takedown defense is like 20%. That is absolutely terrible. If Strickland goes in there, takes him down, that's something that could possibly happen. If I was a better man, I'd bet on Sean Strickland.
Got it. Guru, give me some reassurance, man. I threw Strickland in a lot of my parlays earlier. I got him at minus 260, minus 280 though. So how should I feel about the leg of my parlays with him in it?
Yeah, man. I mean, he's been at Syndicate like for a while, and I have seen him like in the gym. But to be honest with you, I haven't really seen him like live sparring, doing anything like that. So I can't really tell you like how his leg looks like full go and everything. But I mean, I do know the game plan is going to be to take Marshman down, and Strickland on top does have a really good top game, man. He passes guard really well. He has a really good back take, good rear naked choke, and if he comes in here with a good game plan, I mean, the thing about Strickland is sometimes he kind of can like fall in love with his boxing. So, I mean, that could make the fight closer than it should be. But I mean, I think if he takes him down in the first round, he's going to get a submission. I mean, so he could make it an easy fight, I think, but it's up to him what he is going to do in there.
Yep. Got it, man. So yeah, right there. Is anybody giving Marshman a little bit of upset, possibility in there?
A puncher's chance. He's got really heavy hands. So that's the only way I see it. He's got a puncher's chance. If he lands a good heavy shot in the first round, we could possibly see him knock out oh my god, my mind goes blank every time. Sean Strickland, that's it. If he lands a heavy punch in the first round, we could probably see him knock out Sean Strickland. But other than that, if it goes to 2-3, I'm gonna see him slow down.
Got it, man. Speaking of that, man, I mean, before we go any further, man, I just want to let you guys know where you guys could get some of the hottest merch at. I mean, they got some of the best shirts out right now. I mean, the pubsportsradio.com, that's where you guys need to go right there. Log on. Yes, I'm saying it right. pubsportsradio.com. Check out the merchandise. Check out the shop. See what they got. They're giving you guys the best things, sporting and best odds. You guys can put in who you guys want to play for this UFC fight event coming up. They're going to give you a parlay calculator and let you know how to go if you parlay right now. Sean Strickland in there. Not just that, man. I mean, they got some of the best shirts right here. I mean, check them out, man. Check them out. And the newest one right here. Let me try to find it. It's the We Be Pubbing shirt. There you go, boys. Right next to the Talking Hands shirt right here. Talking Hands is one of the best MMA prediction shows that they have on Fridays. New additions on it. You got Mo hosting it. You got Jeff. You got Slaughter. You got Preston in there. You got a few other people like DFS by the numbers in there. If you guys want to be official and get one of those shirts, that's where you can get them out right here. We Be Pubbing, only $20. Or else, look, check this one out though. Guru, say you don't like it. Go ahead. Tell them about this one, right, man.
No, yeah, I was saying I like the shirt. They got to send something to us, Millz. They got to send us some shirts to wear, man.
Come on, man. We out there in Cali, man. We need those. We be pubbing. Hey, but take it a further note. Look at this. $25 value on it. $20 on the shirt. If you want to get them for less than that, only thing you got to do is go on to mybookieag.com, promo code PubSportsRadio. Use that, deposit a minimum of $5 into your account. You could pick any one of these shirts for free. The value in that, it's only for the first 5 people out there. And once you do it, only thing you got to do is screenshot it, send it to Jeff and Slaughter out there, Boston, Nick, or Mo, or myself, and we'll get you one of these shirts right here, man. Yeah, man. I mean, Halloween's coming up, man. A couple of these shirts right here would definitely be nice for him, man. Halloween cards coming up. No more trick-or-treating, though, man, with the COVID out here, right? So, I mean, good thing we got this UFC event on Saturday. So, man, you guys okay over there?
Yeah, we're good.
You guys okay? Nah, man. All right, moving on down the card, man. Always got to pay your dues and your sponsors, man. Wolf Spread. That's the next thing, the best thing out right now. It's a real cool app out there. Download it right now. You can play amongst your best friends. All you got to do is download Wolf Spread onto your Android, onto your Apple. onto any phone, any tablet like that. It's a real cool app, man. You get to pick your best teams for the week and challenge all your friends and your buddies. So a lot of you guys think you know it all, Mr. Know-It-All, and I know everything in sports. Download the app, send it to your buddies right there. There's a real cool thing out there that they got going right there. That's Wolf Spread for you guys, man. So, I mean, speaking of wolves and everything like that, next fight on the card, man, we got Adrian Giannis versus Victor Rodriguez. Victor Rodriguez coming in from the Alaska scene, 7 wins, 2 losses. Adrian Giannis coming in, not quick return, but we seen him just recently on the Contender. Some odds on it opening up. You got Adrian Giannis. He opened up at a -280 favorite. No money coming in on Victor Rodriguez. Guru, right now, where's the line at on both of these fighters? Because I know it's not at 280 on Giannis.
Yeah, they got Adrian Giannis -380 now, and Rodriguez is +315.
Yes, man. So go ahead. How do you see this fight taking place, Adrian Giannis and Victor Rodriguez?
Yeah, man. I mean, looking at this fight on paper, I watched some of Victor Rodriguez's recent fights, man. I just wasn't really that impressed with him, man. I mean, his striking looks horrible. He looks like he has like really bad hands, like super wide punches, like slapping punches. And I mean, he has some decent kicks and he'll switch stances. He looks like he's kind of fast, but super open, super hittable. I mean, you see him on the Alaskan FC scene getting like pieced up by these guys that aren't really great strikers. So to me, I mean, I think Giannis showed in his last fight he's a real crisp boxer. He goes in there, he has power in his hands, he's confident, he's fast early on. And I mean, I don't really see Victor Rodriguez lasting that long in this fight, man. I think the TKO prop is good value for Giannis. I think that first round is good value. I don't think Rodriguez is going to last past that first round. I just don't think he has the striking, and I think Giannis is like way, way better than him. So I gotta give Giannis a huge edge in this fight.
Got it. So let me ask you this though: is he warranted at that 380?
I think so, man. I mean, I think he could be like -500. I just don't think Rodriguez has a lot of paths to victory. It doesn't seem like he's like a good grappler either. He has some okay takedowns, but I just think Giannis is a lot better. I don't think Rodriguez is a UFC level guy.
Got it. You doing anything with Giannis? Because like I said, I got him in one of my parlays with Strickland because he opened up on my book at -282. You doing anything with him?
Yeah, I have him have him in a couple parlays already, and I mean, I still think you could parlay him at -380, but I mean, some of the value is obviously gone. But I mean, I think he could be like -500 favorite easily.
Wow, fucking -500. That's crazy. Coming from the Contender series. -500. All right, got it. Mainly though, off of a fade on Victor Rodriguez though. Also too, I do like Adrian Giannis. He's the mini me of Jorge Masvidal. I believe he looks like him. He kind of has that same fighting tempo and everything like that as well. But god damn, -500. Lenny, man, bring it home for this Alaskan right here, man. Give him some love, man. He's coming in. He opened up at a +240 favorite, and right now he's probably out of like a +300. So how do you see this fight playing out?
As Guru said, he hit a nail on the head. Victor Rodriguez stepping in at short notice. Giannis was meant to fight Aaron Phillips this fight, the UFC veteran. But he's fighting Victor Rodriguez, stepping in at short notice. A guy who, as the Guru said, his striking doesn't really look there. And Giannis, he looked really good in his last fight in the Contender Series, knocked the guy out with 39 seconds to go, and he looks really impressive. And I do feel like we'll see a good knockout in this fight. I think Giannis will start quick, put the pressure on early, land his shots, and then we'll see him get the finish early doors.
Damn, just like that, huh? Yeah, I mean, yeah. You're going for Victor, man. It seems like you're ready to talk someone else into it, man. You should just go out and pick him, man.
Not on this one, man. I just try to get the people. You know me, man. I'm all about controversy sometimes and try to give people different opinions. If they did want to bet a certain person, but hell no, not on this one, man. Not on this one at all. Not on this one. I was just trying to give it that little bit of. Hey, he's from Alaska. Maybe, how I try to talk up one fighter. Trust me, though, this ain't going to be that one at all. at fucking all. Nah, I'm with you, though. I just like what you said. Like I said, right now for the people out there, man, Giannis right now has value. He's saying at a minus 380. So I would definitely keep him at a parlay piece right now and add him to some shit because he's already in a few of mine, but I got him a little bit lower. But shit, it's still good value in it, man. That's how it's gonna go on this card though, Guru. Because I noticed it since the fight got announced, and it's not a lot of ways to bet this card for the bettors out there that love to bet like myself. You really got to parlay. Like it seems like two heavy favorites to really get even money as one bet in a way, right?
Yeah, there's only a couple underdogs that that are live to me, like Natividad maybe. I thought Muradov was live. Obviously, that fight we just it's off the card now. And then I think like Feely and maybe like Anderson Silva, but everyone else I think the favorites will probably win.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I mean, okay, let's go on to this one then. All right, fuck it, yeah, all right, yep. Change my mind on this one. Yep. You know I'm ready for it. All right, Alex Hernandez comes in right now, 11 wins, 3 losses, versus Chris Gruetzemacher. Chris Gruetzemacher. I'm not gonna say it again. Comes in with 14 wins and 3 losses. He had a win, I believe, like a year or two ago against Jose Lozon. You know what I mean? Lozon, I believe, and
Jose.
Yeah. Only on Pub Sports Radio, man. That's how it's fucking Joe Lozon, I believe. It's all the same, man. Joe, Jose,
the Brazilian Joe Lozon.
Fuck, man. But yeah, he has a win over him, and then just fucking vanishes from the scene. So you got Alex Hernandez right now. I mean, he opened up on my books too at a minus 320 favorite. I parlayed him pretty heavy. Always like to have a few parlays live for the events, But then shit, he hopped all the way up to a minus 400 favorite on there. I'm gonna be honest on there. Go ahead, Guru. Take this one away on there. How do you see this one playing out? Because to me, I think this is the one fight to where shit. If Alex Hernandez right now is a minus 400, you can put some money on Chris right now and feel a little bit comfortable because I like Alex Hernandez, but we all know what he showed in the UFC so far, and by him moving camps and everything, we'll see if that makes a difference on here. But go ahead and break down this fight for the people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of going to disagree with you, man. I think Hernandez is way better than Chris Gruetzemacher. Chris Gruetzemacher to me kind of he reminds me of like a low budget Brian Barberina type guy. Like he's not as good, but he's he comes forward, he stays in your face, hand fights, throws these good body shots, good knees, good hooks to the body, decent boxing, but really slow guy. And when you watch his fights, I mean, he just takes punishment to get you tired, keeps walking you down, super tough, durable guy. But I mean, he beat Joe Lozon, like you said, but everything we all know with Joe Lozon, man, especially now he's older, he gasses out hard after that first round. I mean, he has that first round, he does really well, and then the next 10 minutes, it's like he's has no cardio left with his older age. So Gruetzemacher, that was a good type matchup for him because Gruetzemacher is a guy that comes forward, takes damage and, was able to survive that first round with Lozon and then just kind of took it over and dominated him once he got tired. But Hernandez, I mean, he's going to be way faster. He switches stances. He isn't fighting a guy like Drew Dober anymore, man. This is Chris Gruetzemacher 2.5 years off. And, I mean, I think that he's going to be able to catch him as he comes inside. I think he could take him down at will. And Gruetzemacher, he showed he doesn't really have great grappling, man. Not great takedown defense. He gives his back to stand up. He's been submitted 3 times by rear naked choke. And, I mean, I think it's going to happen again, man. I think Hernandez is going to get another probably a rear naked choke finish. I think that, I mean, he's just better everywhere. His wrestling is pretty good. So, I mean, I know he's a guy that a lot of people don't really like. Like he, talks a lot and he kind of faltered against these upper Drew Dober, Donald Cerrone. But I mean, I don't. What would Donald Cerrone and Drew Dober do to a guy like Chris Gruetzemacher?
Yeah.
I mean,
and think about it. He's a young guy, right? Like he came in, he kind of got fed to the wolves. Had that day over Benny Dariush, I want to say. But he's kind of been fed to the wolves ever since then. And he's real young in his career in a sense, right?
Yeah, and I mean, you're like this guy, man, Chris Gruetzemacher. I mean, this is a guy that got knocked out by Artem Lobov. I mean, we just have to put that into perspective. Like,
The GOAT? He
yeah,
got knocked out by the GOAT? Hey,
So-
hey. Artem Lobov.
I mean, if Artem could knock you out, I mean, Hernandez could definitely knock him out if he lands clean on him. And I just think he's way better everywhere, and I don't think he's going to get tired. So, I mean, that's the one path to victory that Gruetzemacher has in all his fights. Like, if you come in there and you underestimate the guy, or maybe you don't train as hard, you think he sucks, then he's going to keep walking you down, tire you out, and finish you. But I mean, if you take him seriously, man, I don't think there's that many guys in the UFC he could really beat. I don't think he's like a great fighter. So I got to go with Hernandez, man.
Yeah, man. What about you down there?
Oh, 100%. I'm going to go with Hernandez as well. As we've seen in his previous fights with Donald Cerrone and Drew Dober, he doesn't really deal with pressure that too well, Alex Hernandez. We've seen him fade in the later rounds. And if there's any possibility that he could take him to the later rounds, that would favor him so much. Because, for a 155-pound, Alex Hernandez's frame is absolutely massive. He looks physically probably one of the best 55ers ever seen. The way he looks is just absolutely incredible. He's shredded, and he needs to wrestle more, as it says there in the comment. He needs to wrestle more. He used to use that wrestling, so he's fell in love with his striking. Absolutely 100%. He needs to go back to his bread and butter, and then get them tired. Then he can use his striking when they're tired. When Chris is tired, but Chris is a guy that he's not really on the level of his fights that he's fought. He's fought Trinaldo, Cerrone, Dober, Olivier Messer, whatever his name is, Benil Dariush,
the mobster, right? Yeah, I remember.
He's fought some really, really good guys in his short UFC career, and he's been giving Chris that's kind of a bit of a breathing space for Alexander Hernandez, because he hasn't got a given high level guy in Chris. He can kind of breathe. Chris hasn't fought in 2 years, so I do see Alex Hernandez putting his lights out quite early.
Yeah, I mean, something like Pizza right here, Preston right there, one half of Talking Hands. They got their show on Friday nights. He said, yeah, like you said, Lenny, Hernandez has to go back to his wrestling. He fell in love with the striking. Shit, I don't know what the fuck he fell in love with, because we all seen him, man. He ain't too good at the striking on there. But no, you hit it on the point, man. Like, I'm a fan of Hernandez. I had money on him when he lost to Cerrone. Definitely thought he was going to win that fight, so, but yeah, that's the thing, man. I think he just needs to go back to the wrestling, like you said. Guru, man, something that you just hit on, though, because like I said, I got Hernandez in a few parlays, but it do make sense. Do you have any prop value right now on Hernandez inside the distance? Or can you give the people what's that out right now on the line? Because on my book, it's not out yet, but that's actually a good prop.
Just inside it's plus 177.
Plus 177. Yeah, see, because that just coincides with to where if he gets the submission right there. But yeah, I mean,
him to win by submission is plus 800. So,
okay. Wow.
You just pick that, and I don't know. You wouldn't pick the the plus 170. That's like a lot of value, actually.
Oh yeah, no, that's crazy right there. Yeah, I didn't even know that. See, that's the thing on my book. It only gives props like that on the main fights. So like round 1, round 2, and all those props like to win. It only gives on the main fights. Everything else, they kind of feed me other options and shit. But yeah, man. So yeah, I mean, I definitely think I hope Hernandez can pull it off. I tried on this one though, folks. I mean, shit, I tried. Like I said, I like Hernandez and everything. I just think that the line is definitely a little bit too high in there, because we seen Hernandez get gun shy in there, man. Come on now, man. We seen him only throw like 2 strikes in there against an old ass Trinaldo in there. We seen him in there just get mollywopped by Drew Dober. I'm not gonna say anything, because Drew Dober right now is in the prime of his career and going that way, and he's definitely one of those guys. So nothing like that. But all I'm saying is this: like, we seen Alex Hernandez sometimes show up to the gun show and not pull out the guns. So, I mean, if this is one of those fights, you never know, like you said, after it gets past the mid-second round, and if he's not throwing strikes and he's still just shooting for takedown, we never know, but yeah, I definitely think Hernandez could pull it off from there. Not going to spend too much time on that one right there. Let's move on down to the next fight on there. Hey, Lenny, what's the next fight on the card? Why don't you introduce that to the people?
Next fight on the card that we have Bobby Greene versus Thiago Moises. And Bobby Greene making a run as of late. You know, I think he's on a 3-fight winning streak at the moment. Beating some good, 3-fight winning streak. Beat Clay Guida, beat Lando Venata. And then just recently, a month and 2 weeks ago, beat Alan Patrick, accepted at short notice, got that win, improved to 3 wins in a row. But Thiago Moises got his best win in his career against Michael Johnson. You know, got an ankle lock in that was 5 months ago. I think that was quite early. I think that was in round 1, if I'm correct. But yeah, he went in there, heel hooked him, I believe anyway, and then Moises tapped him out. But yeah, Bobby Greene's putting on a good run as of late. As I said there, 3 fights, 3 wins, and he's 2020 has been really good for him. I actually see him taking this win. I feel like he's a veteran. He's got them in little tricks, and you know, I do. If you're gonna bet on someone, I would bet on Bobby Greene. I think he's a really, really good fighter, putting on a good run as of late. But, you know, he can't get to the ground game with Thiago Moises. If he gets to the ground game with Thiago Moises, he's going to put himself in trouble.
Man, speaking of betting, I mean, Bobby Greene opened up at a -260 on my book. Right now, he's at a -320 on my book. Go ahead, Guru. How do you see this fight playing out?
Yeah, I agree, man. I think this is like a kind of a easy matchup for Bobby Greene. And, I mean, he's had like these fights like during COVID where I feel like they're not really like the hardest level of competition, but he's one of these guys that, you know, if you look at his career before, he kind of does good when he has good momentum. Like if he can win a lot of fights in a row, he can go on a streak. He's like a streaky guy. So he has his confidence back now. He's won all 3 of those fights in the same place, man. They've all been at that gym in Las Vegas. So he likes fighting there. Obviously, it's the small cage. And, I mean, I just don't think Moises is very good, man. I mean, on the feet, that was actually a 2nd round submission when he got Michael Johnson. And if you remember in that 1st round, he landed like 1 strike. He didn't throw anything on the feet. Michael Johnson like walked him down and really like dominated the 1st round super easily with the striking. But the 2nd round, Moises, you know, rolled for a leg lock and he got it. But I mean, we all know Michael Johnson. He's kind of known for you know, being ahead in fights and finding ways to lose, and isn't really like a super trustworthy guy. Whereas, I mean, Bobby Greene is a guy that comes forward pressure, hands low, and I feel like on the feet he's gonna have like a huge advantage. I mean, Moises doesn't really do well with forward pressure. He likes to like load all the shots and go forward or kind of be like flat-footed, like a mirror type match in the middle of the cage where they trade shots. And Bobby's gonna be walking him down, like breaking his rhythm with jabs, with kicks, and I mean, I feel like he's the better wrestler too. So I don't think Moises can be able to take him down and control him. Bobby actually takes down and like out wrestles a lot of grapplers, man. So I don't think that's a good game plan for this fight. He should just keep it on the feet. But yeah, man, I think Bobby will dominate that fight. I don't really think like Moises got that win over Michael Johnson, but I'm still not sold on him being like a UFC level guy. If you look at like the 2 losses that he had in the UFC, they were both decisions to good guys, but he didn't do anything in those fights. He just kind of got walked down and accepted the loss. Where like, I mean, I don't really like that. I feel like, I mean, he's the type of guy that'll break mentally in the middle of a fight and just kind of not really do anything after that. So, yeah, I got to go with Bobby Greene, man. I think that you know, he could like break his confidence early if he just walks him down and stuffs a few takedowns and starts talking to him or doing whatever. I mean, I think Greene should get the win, man.
Old school Bobby Digital coming through with the win, man. That's what I like to hear right there, man. For all the Wu-Tang fans out there that know Bobby Digital, man. Yes, sir, man. I'm going with Bobby Greene in this one right here. Got him in a parlay myself, but this is the prop that I got. I got Bobby Greene to win by decision at -125. Gave that out, I think, yesterday to you guys. So if you guys want to hop on it, that's probably a smart play. All of his wins usually come in decision right now. Like you said, Guru, I mean, Bobby Greene right now, he's fucking on fire. He's on a winning spurt right now. He's like a 3-point shooter who's in the zone right now. You know, he's definitely shooting off fire right now. But let me, I'm playing this video for you guys. So Boston Nick could see his boy out there, Thiago Moises, on there, you know, because he said he's actually going to be fading Bobby Greene again. I don't know what it is about him, but this guy, Boston Nick out there, guys, he loves fading Bobby Greene. He picked against him the last 3 times. He told me already right when this fight got announced that he's picking against him again. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, he's definitely picking against him on there. So, I mean, I tried to play some videos on there to inspire the people out there, but not even this. Thiago Moises needs to work on his hands. He needs to work on his striking. Even on his Instagram and his Twitter, you don't see no videos of him doing pad work, even working on his striking. I mean, at least Alex Hernandez, when we pulled that up, you see videos of him working on his hands and striking. Shit on there, I didn't see anything of Thiago Moises working on pads or anything like that. So I don't think his game's improving like that. Of course, he's deadly with the sub. If Bobby Greene shoots for the takedown, he can maybe sub him. Bobby Greene ain't shooting for the takedown out there. So I definitely like Bobby Greene in that fight as well, man. But yeah, Boston Nick. So go ahead, man. You might want to put your money on him right now, or just wait, man, because more money's probably going to be coming on Bobby Greene. Do you think he's a good value out of the money that he's at right now, minus 320?
I mean, not at minus 320. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like good value, but I mean, it's like parlayable. But I mean, not to bet that straight.
No, parlayable. That's all.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck no. Everything's parlayable at 300. Unless you're Khabib. Only way you play that straight is if you're Khabib. If you're Khabib, then you play it straight. If not, nah, man, you gotta stay at home with that. All right, Lenny, go ahead. Kick off the next fight. Who's fighting the next one?
Greg Hardy versus Maurice Greene. This is two different styles. Greg Hardy, who likes to plod forward, look for his heavy shots, and Maurice Greene, who likes to stick to his range. But we also saw his ground game in his last fight when he kind of also threw it like a Hail Mary. As the Americans use a Hail Mary. That's what you call it in American football, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He kind of threw like it was like an Ezekiel choke, kind of. But it was like a little bit of modified one. He got that against Julian Vellante, lost against Alexei Oleinik and Sergey Pavlovich. But his striking's good, but is not polished there yet. His kicks are better than his hands. I feel like he was a former kickboxer, at Glory as well. But I feel like his kicks are much better than his hands. He can throw up the question mark kicks really quick. They come from the hip fast. For a heavyweight, he moves really fast. But he's really good at keeping his range though, and we saw that against when Greg Hardy faced Volkov. He struggled with the range. Volkov stood at the range the whole fight, used his jab, used his kicks. So I feel like Maurice is going to look at that fight and feel like he can do the exact same as Volkov did, and try and implicate the exact same strategy as Volkov used against Greg Hardy that night.
Got it. So I mean, Greg Hardy right now is a minus 315 favorite. Maurice Greene coming back plus 245 on there right now. Maurice Greene, like you said, he did pull off that sub against John Vellante in that third round or second round, I want to say. We did have a play on that, and I think it was like plus 1,200 or plus 1,700 or some shit to win in round 3, and he did. So, yeah, I do remember that last fight on there. Greg Hardy, the Prince of War right there, former NFL player, made a transition to the MMA. His first fight in the Contender Series, he took on a former NFL player, I remember, named Austin Lane, laid him out, then got another fight, and then laid that guy out. But came to the UFC, a few wins, few losses. Biggest loss was against Volkov. Came on there on a short notice, not even a short notice. He got that fight after like 3 weeks after winning a short notice replacement fight. And he definitely got taught real quick that it was levels to this. But so in this fight right here, Guru, how do you see this one playing out right here? Because a lot of people is just heavy on Greg Hardy right here. They give Maurice Greene not any shot past the victory on there. But let us know what you see on here and how you see this going to play out this Saturday night on Halloween.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more kind of on the Greg Hardy having an easier fight side because, like MMA Unhinged was saying, I mean, Greene does have like a good frame, like he's like 6'7", and he'll throw the kicks out there, try to keep the range, but he's still super green, man. He'll throw naked kicks, get hit over the top, and a thing about him is his chin isn't that good. Like he gets dropped by a lot of guys. He's been finished in MMA and kickboxing. And I think the speed of Greg Hardy is going to be like a huge advantage for him in the beginning of the fight. I mean, I think that if he comes in here and tries to get a first shot knockout, I really think he has like a high possibility of doing that. I mean, if you look at Maurice Greene throughout his UFC career, he had that one knockout against Junior Albini, he finished him on the feet. But Junior Albini, I mean, that's a guy that had a really bad UFC career. And I mean,
Wait,
all of his other
the
wins,
big baby, right? The big diaper baby, right?
yeah. All of his other wins are mostly like guard submissions or submissions off of his back, like where he gets taken down. You'll hit. I think he has like 2 triangles in that choke against John Vellante. So he has 3 submissions off of his back. I mean, I don't think Greg Hardy's going to take him down, man. So on the feet, I mean, Hardy is faster. I think he has better head movement and a lot better boxing. So, I mean, I just think that him having the longer reach too by like 4 inches, or like I think that he has like I think he has the shorter reach by like 4 inches, but it's pretty like similar. It's not like Greene has a huge reach like he usually does. So I'm not sure. I mean, I don't really like him training at Jackson Wink either. Like, I don't think
I was going to ask you about that. All right, because talk about that. Go ahead.
I don't really know. Like, I don't think that they haven't like. It seems like they have like John Jones and Holly Holm, and then everyone else is kind of like tertiary, man. Like they kind of bring them in as like bodies, like Juan Adams, Devin Clark. Like all these guys don't really progress. It seems like they don't really become like that much better from fight to fight. So I don't know. I mean, Greene was at Factory X when he was doing it like his best. So it's weird. Like, why would you go for it? Was Factory X not good enough? Like, I mean, that's like a great gym. So I don't get why he's moving around and all that. Yeah, I mean, I think that Greg Hardy should get the win, man. I mean, he's the better athlete. He's faster. I think he's better on the feet, and I don't think he's gonna go for a takedown. So. I mean, Maurice Greene has no takedowns in his career, so he's not going to shoot. So, I mean, he'll get a submission off his back potentially, but I just don't see that happening, man. So, I don't know. I think Hardy is just the way better striker.
Got it, man. Got it. Yeah, on there. I mean, I remember Maurice Greene after he got that victory or whatever, he did a little emotional speech in the ring and stuff. He was like, I just moved my family out here. I got to provide for them. We just goddamn, we just packed it up and moved out here, and everything. So he got the win on there, So I guess he got that extra little 40,000 for the win. That's how it goes in the UFC. You get like depending on your contract, you get a certain amount to show up. Then you get a certain amount if you win. But yeah, so I mean, he got the money for that. But like you said, it doesn't really make sense to move camps over there, and he's over there with fucking Juan Adams, man. Like, are you serious? Like, you're over there taking pictures with Juan Adams, like that's making you better. Like, not liking what I'm seeing from Maurice Greene on there. But what do you think about this? I mean, I heard you said that Greg Hardy can knock him out maybe even in the first round. When was the last time Greg Hardy had a knockout in the UFC? I think it, Lenny, like 3 fights ago?
It would have been against Juan Adams.
Yeah, Juan Adams.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. And that was a little bit ago. I'm not too high on Juan Adams at all. But yeah, so I took this prop. I took round 2 to start at -150. I just need this fight to go 5 minutes, honestly. I don't care who wins this shit at the price tag that they got Greg Hardy at. But yeah, I just need round 2 to start at a -150 on there. That'd be a little prop that I got going.
Yeah, so what I feel like the key for Maurice in this fight, if he looks at that Volkov Greg Hardy fight and see what Volkov was doing, because they kind of have the same structure, and Greg Hardy was kind of struggling against Volkov to get inside, throw where he's good at. He's good at his inside boxing. He throws some heavy shots, and we saw Greg Hardy. He done well in that fight. You don't get me wrong. He went the full distance with Volkov, who's a really credible guy. But he kind of saw him, wasn't very good at the range, and we saw Volkov stick to the range, use his kicks, and if Maurice looks at that fight, he could probably take some tips and tricks from that fight, use what Volkov did and put it into his game and use it against Hardy as well.
Yeah, man, we'll see how it plays out. I mean, that's definitely a heavyweight banger on the card, man. Moving on down to the co-main event. I mean, shit, I was a fan of this fight just when it got thrown out there when, they were kind of going back and forth for, this guy can fight this guy after this win. And yeah, man, I'm talking about Thug Nasty, Bryce Mitchell versus Andre Touchy-Feely right here. I mean, this right here I think is going to be a good fight. And this is another fight that I think was kind of like, that has to happen. You know what I mean? I think this is going to be a good fight for both these people in their career. Andre Philly has that last fight that you only remember with really Sadiq Yusuf, I want to say. And before that, I think I seen him fight live actually when Calvin Kattar beat him when he was out here in Anaheim, I think at UFC 214 on that card and stuff. Fan of Philly, big fan of Philly. Got a picture of him and all. Cool dude. You know how it goes. He asked me for an autograph in the picture. I was like, all right, I'll do it. But yeah, man, he's taking on Bryce Mitchell right here. Bryce Mitchell opened up on the books at a -175. Money been coming in on Philly right now. Bryce Mitchell is down to a -150 on a lot of books out there. Guru on this one right here. How do you see this one playing out, man?
Yeah, man. Like you said, this is a great fight. It's Andre Fili kind of got pegged now as like that top 10, top 15 gatekeeper type guy. Kind of test out these prospects, but I got to give Andre Fili a lot of credit, man. I mean, he came into the UFC like really young. He's had like a lot of setbacks, but it seems like he still kind of has that drive to like move into top 10, move to the belt. It doesn't seem like he's like stagnated and started like
he has that passion, that motivation, right?
Yeah. I still believe he still has that. He's still like young enough in his opinion. I feel like that he thinks he can maybe like get to the belt or something like that. And I mean, he's gonna have way more experience than a guy like Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell, I mean, had 2 UFC fights, or I think he had 3 where he beat up Bobby Moffett and then Matt Sales and Charles Rosa. But the fight with Bobby Moffett was a very close fight. I mean, it was a split decision. Even the fight that he had on the Ultimate Fighter finale with Tyler Diamond was also a split decision win. And those are 2 grapplers. So like Bryce Mitchell, I mean, if you look at his last fight, I get maybe why he's the favorite, because he went in there and he destroyed Charles Rosa, man. I mean, he took him down. And once he gets on top of you, I will say, he has one of the better top games in the division. He passes guard really well. And on top, he has really good like positional awareness. He's hard to buck off. He'll get into dominant positions. And he goes for a lot of unorthodox submissions, like the twister and everything like that. But I do feel like, I mean, his grappling is a little bit overrated, man. I mean, off of his back, I've seen him get taken down and controlled on bottom. Like he does kind of throw up some submissions, things like that. But I've seen guys pass his guard, take his back. Brad Katona submitted him on the Ultimate Fighter not too long ago. And I mean, in terms of wrestling, man, I feel like Fili has way better wrestling than Bryce Mitchell. I don't even think it's close. I think that Fili could take him down at will if he really wanted to. I don't think it's a smart game plan. I think that Fili should use the wrestling in reverse, because on the feet, I mean, Bryce Mitchell, he's kind of like weird. He's southpaw. He holds his hands low and tries to be like in and out. He has like that straight left hand and some decent kicks, but he doesn't really have power, and I don't think he has like great defense. So on the feet, I definitely got to favor Fili, man. And I mean, I think Fili could keep it on the feet. I think in the pocket, he's like one of the best counter strikers in the division, really good at parrying, good counter, like pull counters. So, I mean, I think on the feet, he's going to have a like a big advantage. And I don't think that Bryce Mitchell is going to be able to take him down, man. I think that if Fili wants to take down Bryce Mitchell, he could take him down whenever he wants to. But Bryce Mitchell, I mean, I don't think he's going to take him down, man. I really don't. So I think that Fili should be the favorite in this fight. I don't really get why.
That's what I was going to ask you. That's what it sounds like, right?
Yeah, I don't know why Bryce Mitchell's the favorite, to be honest with you. I mean, if you look at his fights, like Charles Rosa, man, Rosa showed some of the worst fight IQ I've ever seen in that fight, man. I mean, like he was throwing like spinning kicks and these super like low kicks like that weren't even powerful in the third and second round.
The twister twice, right?
Yeah, but I'm trying to say, like, he was throwing kicks like that were easily catchable, like in getting himself taken down, and he did it in the second round and the third round. It's like if you get your kick caught in the second round, you can't get up, and you can't get up in the first round. Why are you going to throw kicks again the first 5 seconds of the third round and like get taken down? Like Fili, I mean, he doesn't really throw that many like lead kicks. He might like throw like a jab to a head kick, something like that, combinations, but his hands are way better, and I think he's going to be like mostly hands in this fight, because I don't think he's going to want to kick, because Bryce is going to try to take him down off the kicks. So, I mean, I just feel like Fili is the better fighter, man, and I think that he has more experience. So, yeah, I got to go with Andre Fili.
Go ahead, Lenny. How you see this one playing out? So, I mean, that's real quick though. That's kind of like enticing to hear. Like you feel like he should be the favorite, and I'm kind of with you on that. I mean, when you see the experience and everything like that, but Bryce Mitchell opened up at a -160 favorite. So Lenny, how you see this one playing out in this fight?
100%. I agree what Guru just said. You know, he's the most experienced guy that Bryce Mitchell will face in factor of the UFC experience. You know, Feely's been there with anyone in the 145-pound division. Been in there with Yair, Max Holloway. He's been in there with absolute killers, Michael Johnson. You know, these are guys that are really, really high-level guys. And, you know, when Bryce Mitchell go in there against Philly, he's gonna feel that. Philly's gonna, look at him for the first few minutes, get a feel for him in the first few minutes. But Mitchell be able to take him down? I don't think so. I think Philly is a good wrestler. Training at Team Alpha Male, he's going to know what he's going to do off his back as well. You know, Team Alpha Male are a great wrestling gym. You know, they have some of the best wrestlers over there. You could talk about Uriah and all that. We're going for ages. But yeah, his takedown defense and offense will be absolutely incredible. I don't think Bryce Mitchell will be able to take down Philly in this fight. And if he does, I still don't see him get finished. I see Philly getting straight back up.
Yeah, man. So I mean, that's one co-main event right there. I'm definitely waiting to see. Like I said, I've been waiting to bet this fight too, just because I'm a little bit torn. You know, I like both fighters. You know, of course, I'm like, yeah, you know, Bryce Mitchell can get him down and do this, but then I'm like, well, shit, Philly can keep it on the feet, and he can take him down. And when it comes down to it, I mean, Bryce Mitchell, I mean, he's not the best guy striking at all. And Feely, like you said, I mean, he definitely has the best training partners and stuff. I believe, shout out to Mo, but I believe Bryce Mitchell trains out there in Arkansas. You know what I mean? So different level of competition and training partners you're going to get out there in Arkansas too. You know, you never know. Mo might just run up in the fucking gym and be a training partner for him and shit, and, you know, be a shoo-in out there in Arkansas. You never know. But yeah, I mean, to be at Team Alpha Male, you know, like Feely is right now. I mean, this is one thing to where I think it's time that he would make a change by now. You know, it seems like a lot of people does leave Team Alpha Male after they outgrow it, you know, per se. But I'll say he stayed down, he stayed loyal. I like everything he stands for. But shit, yeah, I mean, shit, you kind of convinced me to maybe bet on Philly in this one, because shit, to get underdogs on him right now. And I mean, Bryce Mitchell's only path to victory is probably through a submission. We all agree, you know, because I don't think that he's just going to really be able to just take him down like that throughout the fight. So yeah, you guys heard it here, right here on Seconds Out. A good play might be Andre Feely. Hey, Guru, right now, if they want to play Andre Feely, what can they get him at?
Like plus 120 to he's plus 130 in some places too.
Yeah. So, and what do you think as the night goes, as the week goes? You think money's gonna come in on Bryce, or you think people's gonna start betting on Philly? Me myself, I think like as the night goes, as the week goes, like people start to bet on the better known fighters. So I think money's gonna start coming in on Philly right now. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I think it could maybe close like maybe closer to a pick'em, but I mean, even I don't know. I mean, I think Bryce Mitchell has a lot of fans too. So
yeah,
and the most important thing for this fight, Bryce Mitchell's got his camo shorts.
There you go. There you go. Right. I was just about to exactly. We can't let it not be known. Bryce Mitchell has his goddamn camo shorts. You know. Yeah, man. So it's definitely gonna be a good co-main event to lead up to the main event. I'm talking about shit. Anderson Silva, the Spider, versus Uriah Hall. Anderson Silva comes in 34 wins, 10 losses. Uriah Hall comes in with 15 wins, 9 losses right here. I'm gonna go ahead and let Lenny kick it off for this one, man. How do you see this fight playing out? For the people out there, if you guys want to bet it, I'll give you guys some odds on that first. You can get Uriah Hall at a minus 220, or else you can put some money on the gold at plus 180. Go ahead, mate.
45-year-old Anderson Silva coming into his last fight, or is he coming to his last fight? He said before the fight, this is going to retire. And then in an interview the other day, he said he wishes to continue. I don't know what's going on. A bit of uncertainty from Anderson Silva, and that kind of worries me as well, because, you know, is he like focused on the fight as much? Is he focused if he's going to retire, if he's not going to retire? Is his head straight into the fight? And Uriah is a guy who likes to counter as well. His kicks, uses kicks a lot. And so does Anderson. Anderson counters a lot. That's where he does his best work. He's countering. He's sat on the cage, waiting for you to strike. And Uriah Hall is very hesitant to strike. We've seen it in his fights so many times. He doesn't really want to let go his hands. We've seen it in the Bevon Lewis fight. The first 2 rounds only landed 18 strikes. Compared to Bevon Lewis is like 60 or something like that. And in the 3rd round, he finally got going. He needed to win that fight. He needed to knock him out. Knocked on Bevon Lewis. But I feel like Uriah Hall will be motivated for this fight. This is a fight against Anderson Silva. This is a fight against the middleweight great. There's the GOAT in the middleweight division. Arguably the GOAT in MMA. He's going to be motivated for this fight. He's going to come out. I do believe he'll come out with eager to, put on a good display after Jared Cannonier, finished Anderson Silva via leg kicks. I feel like Uriah Hall will come out, kind of with some motivation. And with the Anderson Silva's last fight, that will also motivate him more because, obviously if his last fight, he's going to want to put on a good display. But if it's Anderson's last fight or not, I'm not too sure, but I do see him going out with a loss.
Got it. Got him going out with the L, huh? All right, Guru. Last main event of the card. Before we do that, man, I'm sorry, man. When we be talking about some MMA, sometimes we'll be forgetting about the people in the chat. Hey, Lenny, why don't you scroll through the chat, some of the people that's in there right there, and just run through some of the names, man. Give the people some England love out there, mate.
Oh, we got Billy Brisbane. Shout out to Billy Brisbane. We got Big Show Picks. Just My Two Saints. Shout out to all them. We got Zably, Neil the Security. Shout out to all the guys that they've been supporting us throughout this whole stream. I'm gonna scroll all the way up to the top, whether they're still in there. We've got Zably. He or she's been still in there. I'm not too sure. We got Bloodthirsty MMA. He was sticking around for a bit. I don't know whether he's still in the chat, but thanks to everyone who's tuned in. This is a new show with Seconds Out with Millz, and we're trying to do our best. Hopefully you guys enjoy it.
There you go, man. And of course, man, can't go any further without mentioning everybody else besides Pub Sports Radio. You're gonna have our show coming on tomorrow. We're going to be talking about the Bellator event too as well. So for everybody that's just tuning in right now, you already know we're going to be going live with the stream tomorrow as well. Then you got Talking Hands on Friday. I believe that's at 9 p.m. Eastern. That's with Mo, Jeff, and Preston. DFS by the numbers. They're going to be giving you their best picks, their best predictions about everything coming up for this UFC event too as well, man. So, I mean, yeah, man, MMA Guru, as you see, Uriah Hall right there, doing some little speed bag workouts and stuff. How you see this one playing out?
Yeah, man. I mean, this card's on Halloween, right? And I think, bet it on Uriah Hall minus 230. I mean, that shit's scary, man. I'm not going to be doing that, man. I don't know. I think Anderson, a lot of people try to discount that fight he had with Israel. And maybe Israel carried him a little bit, but it was still a pretty high level striking fight, man. You still see Anderson has real good defense, man. Still, he has elite head movement. He still rolls with punches really well. And he comes forward with a lot of those weird fakes and feints. And if you throw on him, or if you kind of get a little bit I don't know, he can kind of make guys get real, not even gun shy. They start to open up because they get a little bit nervous, and that's where he hits all these big counters. And Uriah Hall, I feel like he kind of has to go back to the basics in this fight. Use his jab, use the leg kicks. We've seen that Anderson doesn't really take low kicks as well anymore. He's been finished twice with leg kicks finishes now. But the one thing about Anderson, man, that's pretty remarkable is he's 45 years old, but he still has good cardio, and his chin is still really good. He's only been finished that one time in his whole career by strikes against Chris Weidman. That's the only time he's ever been knocked out with head strikes. He got hurt obviously 2 times with the injuries, but I feel on the feet, especially the first couple rounds, it's going to be close because I think both these guys aren't going to be doing that much. I think it's going to be a mirror match. They're going to be kind of faking.
I'm going to do this.
A sparring match.
I do that.
Yeah. Exactly. And even though Anderson's 45, 46 years old, it's you still have to respect the guy out there because he's still crafty and he can still knock you out. He's still athletic enough and quick enough. And Unhinged was saying Uriah is one of these guys. I even heard him at the interviews today. he's talking about how he doesn't like the questions from the media, and he was like getting pissed at the media for asking him questions about like Anderson retiring. It's like, man, that's like he's a little bit weak mentally, a little bit. Like he doesn't put it all together. Sometimes I think he gets in his head sometimes, and I mean, he can make moments bigger than they are, and this is already like a huge, massive moment, man. So to sit here and like have confidence, like betting Uriah Hall like minus 230, I mean, I think that's like insane. I mean, I feel like Anderson probably is the value side. If it goes to decision, I mean, Uriah Hall is 3-5 in decisions in his career. I mean, he gets mostly finishes, knockouts. I think like 12 of his 15 wins are by knockouts. He has 3 decision wins, but I mean, Anderson doesn't really get a lot of decisions either. And I mean, I'm talking about his defense, but the thing is, like, his offense isn't as good, though. He's not as fast, and he doesn't really have as sharp as counters as he used to. So, I mean, I feel like maybe Uriah Hall will do enough to like win a close decision, but to me, I mean, the value is all on Anderson. If you want to bet on Anderson or just pass on the fight, because I mean, I could never lay that type of money on Uriah.
Yeah.
This is going to be a striking fight. I mean, it's not like Uriah is going to take him down. So Anderson, I mean, this is a winnable fight. I mean, he could definitely win the fight, in my opinion. So, I mean, I think it's a dog or pass situation, but I'm going to pick Uriah. I just can't pick Anderson. Like coming off a 1.5 year layoff, he is super old, so it's hard to pick him like a straight up pick. But I mean, I don't know. Do you guys think Uriah should be minus 230?
Fuck no, man, not at all. Like you said, shit, Uriah Hall minus 200 anything against any fighter. Like you said, he's one of those guys. He could just shit the bed. Doesn't put it all together sometimes in fights. But I mean, it's Anderson Silva, and then people even put money in fading Anderson Silva even on that, because like I said, he opened up at minus 220 on mine. Now he's at a minus 230. So I mean, money's still coming in on him. And like you just said, to kick it off, that got to be scary. The only thing is this. So I've been hearing everybody saying their path to victory. You know, Anderson Silva has chicken noodle legs. So pretty much, you know, if Uriah Hall was smart, he'll go out there and say, hey, you know what? I used to look up to this guy, but fuck that. I'm about to get this win. Go at his legs, finish the fight, get the win. But this is always going to be one of those things, too, to where I think, oh, man, this was the guy I idolized. Oh, man, you know, I don't want to fight a certain way. So I think, like you said, Guru, I think 2 fighters could be in there gun shy, throwing a lot of feints, you know, in there. So, and you never know. Anderson Silva has a way to play up to the judges and everything like that. He has the way better fights. I think he made his debut in a fucking fucking Tito Ortiz did or something. Or no, Randy Couture. Yeah, I just read a fact on it. Yeah, Anderson Silva made his debut or start fighting MMA the same year that fucking Randy Couture made his debut in the UFC and shit, man. That's way back then. So
OG shit.
Mm-hmm. He's fighting ever since. So I mean, we'll see on this fight though, man. Yeah, I definitely didn't bet this fight at all. You know, I definitely didn't feel confident betting this one at all on that fight. Lenny, man, what about you? Give the people some type of hope, man. Tell the people how the GOAT could maybe win and pull up for upset, man. Just so if it happens, you can say, hey, I said it.
The only way it's going to happen, I believe, a decision. I don't think there'll be a finish in this fight. I don't think both men will have that instinct. We've seen it from Uriah. Uriah doesn't really, you know, get going mentally. You know, he's so mentally, you know, he puts too much pressure on himself. He expects too much of himself. You know, when it comes to these big occasions, you know, against, as I said earlier, against the Brunson, against the Whittakers, you know, he's just, I think he just crumbles. And against Anderson, you might see him a bit more motivated because it's Anderson's last fight. He might be able to get to retire him. You know, after this fight, you know, he might be able to say, you know, I retired Anderson. I was the last person to fight Anderson. You know, that's a big honor. You know, to fight Anderson, his last ever MMA fight or UFC fight, that would be huge. And it would be really, really huge for Uriah Hall coming in this fight. But that could also pay negative for Uriah Hall, putting too much pressure on himself. You know, this is Anderson's last fight. You know, I need to win. This is a 45-year-old Anderson. I need to win. He might be saying all that. He might be getting in his head too mentally. We might see him just not come out and throw anything. You know, you might get picked apart. You know, he might not have thrown. You know, this is a fight where it could go so many different ways. But I do see Uriah Hall taking this fight. I do think he comes out motivated as it's Anderson's last fight, and I do see him throwing a little bit more.
Yeah, man. I mean, hopefully it can be a classic fight. You know, one of those fights that you actually like. You know, you actually remember and shit. You know, back in the days and shit like that. Hopefully, we can get one of those. You know, for the last main event. It'd be a hell of a way to go out for this UFC event that we got coming up on Saturday, Halloween, man. So that's that right there, man. So that's all our predictions and picks on it. Just real quick while we got everybody in there, man. Yeah, we just got. I just want to talk about a classic fight that I remember. I like to bring up with everybody and get your guys' opinion on it, and so just so we could take some little bit of time and talk about it, man. We're gonna do this every single week. We'll have people in the chat or people on Twitter or whoever. You know, you guys have an idea on a certain fighter you guys want to talk about and just reminisce. Let us know out there, and you know what
styles. Yeah, John Jacek, she's all about volume punching. Zhang, on the other hand, she's all about power. She's got really a lot of power in her hands, as we saw in a few fights ago when she knocked out Jessica Andrade, who's also known for power, and she finishes her. So that was such an incredible fight. I remember sitting on my couch in my sofa, eating my garlic bread, and going, "This is a good fight."
Eating garlic bread, bro?
You don't know what garlic bread is? Do you not have that in America?
Yeah, I do. I eat it with my spaghetti and shit. I don't eat it just as like a sidebar and everything. But okay.
Garlic bread pizza.
That's what's up. Okay. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, Millz, it was interesting, right? It was actually JJ out-grappled Zhang in that fight. In the clinch, she was like dominating her. It wasn't even close. So, but yeah, that was like a weird part of the fight. But yeah, like you said, it was like I think JJ outlanded her in every round, but it was just the power versus the volume. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think you couldn't say it was a robbery if either person won. So
yeah, it definitely wasn't a robbery. It was one of those ones, like you said, to where it was just a great. Oh, okay. I see the pizza. Yeah. That looks like just pizza. That looks like pizza. But yeah, it was a fucking great fight. Like it definitely wasn't a robbery any way that it went. But I mean, Zhang was the champion, and I do believe that she came on stronger, I think, in the 5th round, if I recall it right, on that fight. And shit, I mean, damn, think about this, though. We haven't seen both right? Yeah. Yep. We haven't seen both women since that fight, since that war. None of them, both of them. Now you haven't seen JJ. She took a little hiatus. She says she wants money before she comes back. You haven't seen Zhang defend her title either, even though we know that's supposed to be coming up against Rose or something. But just think about that, though. You know, like both women hasn't been seen since that fight, man.
I mean, it took it out of them. Think about how much damage they both took in that fight. It's a bit like when Stipe fought Francis Ngannou, and Stipe took a lot of damage in that fight, and but he still won the fight. But the fight after that, he went in too quick against DC, and he paid the price for it, and he got knocked out. So you know, these girls are not rushing it; they're being smart, and that's what's good. They took a lot of damage in that fight, and they're taking now a little bit of a hiatus to recover.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. That's it right there, man. Just remember the night, remember the fight. Man, hopefully we get one of those this Saturday night, man. Uriah Hall versus Anderson Silva. If not that fight, you know, hopefully there's another fight on the card that, you know, that we can be talking about, you know, down the line as remember that fight night, man.
Hey, Millz, what's your daughter, Anderson or Uriah Hall? Who's she gonna pick? Who do you pick, Anderson Silva or Uriah Hall?
Little Miss Locker Room. So coming up this Halloween, you got Anderson Silva versus Uriah Hall. Who's gonna win?
I don't know.
Whoa. Give him the play. Go ahead. Who's gonna win? Take your pick.
You have 50-50 chance to win.
I don't know.
Just say one. Who do you think off the name?
I don't know what the name.
Uriah Hall versus Anderson Silva. Quick.
Anderson Silva.
Anderson Silva?
I hope.
Anderson Silva.
All right, you heard it here first, kid. Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva, man. God damn.
That's the real expert pick right there.
This locker room. She comes in cashing them, man. But yeah, man. Shout out to everybody in there, man, that just hopped in the chat. If you just hopped in the chat or if you're just tuning into the show. Man, we've been rolling now for like 2.5 hours, man. We're about to wrap it up. Yeah, man, this is the Seconds Out MMA show out there in England. You see the time? Sure.
4 a.m. Goddamn.
4
man.
a.m. My man's on the air right now, and it's 4 a.m. out there in England, man. That's dedication right here, man. So yeah,
Man,
this
it's tough.
is just our second week about the show, right, Lenny? Go ahead, tell them a little bit more.
Yeah, seconds out, we bring you all the news from Bellator, UFC, and that one championship. I got told that by today. LFA, we talk about that. We talk about news, what fights just got scheduled within the week. So yeah, that's what we do is just we do predictions. These two up there, they do betting. I don't bet, so they tell you the best things to do. I just tell you who might win, who might not win, and I tell you who's probably the best odds to bet. But yeah. Seconds out, we do everything. We do predictions, we do news, we do recaps, we do everything. This is the perfect show for you to watch on YouTube.
Yes, sir. And if you're even watching it now and you're rewatching it, hey, you guys, man, go ahead, hit that like, hit that subscribe right there. It's a new show out there. That's what shows YouTube, pretty much we're on the right path and everything like that. Appreciate everybody out there. And this is Guru's first time on here. This is pretty much going to be the cast right here. It's going to be a regular show like this. We were supposed to have a guest on here. It didn't work out, so, might work out down the line. So definitely tune in next week. We're going to be here same place, same damn time. Pub Sports Radio. Hey, Guru, you got anything you want to tell the people?
Nah, man. I mean, it was fun coming on here for the first time. It was a good show, I thought. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And we can make you guys some money or, just have fun watching some fights and, having a better lead. Maybe you could, have some picks with your friends that you win or something if you don't bet. So, but yeah, man, it was fun coming on here. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So MMA Unhinged, when you're not on Pub Sports Radio, where can they find you at? What's your Twitter handle or what's your IG handle?
On Instagram, we are MMA Unhinged 01. On Twitter, MMA Unhinged. And on Facebook, we're MMA Unhinged. But yeah, find us on there. We do daily interviews. I got an interview with Kevin Natavad coming out tomorrow. He will be talking about his fight coming up this weekend. Well, it'll be today for me. It'll be coming out today. But yeah, he'll be talking about his fight this weekend against Miles Johns. And we talked a little bit about that. And we also talked about what it means to him to be fighting on Anderson's last card. And he had also had an encounter with Anderson Silva. We all talked about it on the show, and he said that Anderson was huge in real life. So yeah, we got that on the show. Come check it out. We also on my Instagrams. I do daily MMA news. I'll tell you any fight will get scheduled in the UFC. I'll tell you any fight will get scheduled in Bellator. I've got it. I'm quick.
There you go. There you go. And my man Guru, I don't even know why I'm telling you, but go ahead, man. They all know where they can find you at. But go ahead, man. Introduce your channel and your Instagram handle or else your Twitter one, whichever one you're trying to get some numbers on.
Yeah, man. If you want to check out my channel, it's MMA Prediction Guru on YouTube. Check it out. And Twitter, it's Prediction MMA. So yeah, hopefully I'm going to be on here too more frequently, so you can check me out, on Pub Sports Radio as well. And yeah, man, like I said, it was a lot of fun coming on here. I think it was a good show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. MMA Locker Room right here. You can check us out tomorrow, man. We'll be breaking down the Bellator 250 event on that. Also covering, I believe, the Thursday night football game. We're talking about it too as well. Then after that, Friday night, you got Talking Hands. That's going to be with Mo and Jeff and Slaughter and Preston, even though two of those people are the same goddamn person. All right, then you got Saturday, man. Saturday is where it all goes down. That's where we're talking about the best live bets that you can catch for this Saturday's event, where you might just catch Nick or Boston Nick doing a goddamn shoey on TV, man. None other better place to be on Saturday watching the events. The bars are closed. You can't go there. You can't go to your friend's house and watch it. Come on over to Pub Sports Radio on Saturday. You never know what you're going to see. Like I said, I want to tell you guys again, Boston Nick did a shoey live on the stream. Go ahead, check that out. We hit a big shout out to this, man. We hit over 21,000 views on our video last week too. So shout out to everybody that made that possible. But yeah, man, we're going to close it out on this note. Seconds out. Catch the same time here next week. Pub Sports Radio. See you guys next week.